Hello, 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 welcome, 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 welcome. I had a bit of a second trying to unmute my microphone there, it was being awkward. Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, it's Fox from Model Making Guru here. It is Sidewinder Saturdays, yes. I'm starting this new series, don't know how long it'll last, probably till I get bored of it and then it'll die off, as they seem to do. But yeah, you never know. But welcome, 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 it's Sidewinder Saturday. If you didn't see the test stream the other day, I shall explain what is going to be happening today. Basically, I'm just going to sit and play Elite Dangerous for 3 hours on a Saturday afternoon. Cause it gives me a chance to play some Elite Dangerous, basically, within my allotted schedule. So I'm not wasting time, like when I should be at the bench working. I can set 3 hours aside for this. But basically, my plan is, I'm playing on Xbox One X. The basic premise will be that I've started a new game, and I intend to play the game completely just using the Sidewinder that you start the game with. Now, this is the ship that you get for free from the Pilots Federation, and you normally get rid of it after about an hour and you buy something better and you move your way on, because it's small, and although it's nimble, it's not very customizable. There's not a lot of cargo slots, there's not a lot of anything. So yeah, so it's not ideal for things like exploration or combat or anything really. It's cute and cuddly and it could do some bits, but it's not the best. But I want to stick with it. So I've started a new game, and my idea is I'll be, first of all, spending a long time in the inhabited part of space, getting it all kitted up with the best possible equipment. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go and explore. My aim is to get to the Sagittarius A star at the centre of the Milky Way. Get to Colonia on the western side of the galaxy. And I would say get to... what's it called? Beagle Point, but I don't think it will do that. This ship will only have a very short jump range because it only does about 20 light year jumps. So, yes. Anyway, before we go anywhere, I just need to double check that you can hear me okay, and that you are. I need to turn the speakers off. That you are also not getting any feedback. That you can hear the music in the background. It's very quiet, but it'll be less quiet in a moment. But I need to make sure you can hear everything. So I'm going to start the game. I'll explain as I go along. If you don't know what Elite Dangerous is, ask me any questions you want while we're playing the game. I'm happy to answer them. Like I said, I will be playing this on the Xbox. Now, I'm going into a private group session here. And this just means that if Chris or Paul want to join me at any time, they can do. I think I've invited them. And I think anybody else we've got with the same... Right, I need to turn my volume because I can't actually hear anything here. Let me just turn my volume up a little bit. Right. Can I hear anything? Yes, there we go. So hopefully, can you hear a little ticking noise as I move that up and down? Hopefully you can. Let me know in a minute if you don't hear all the sounds. But yes, the idea is going to be, I'm sticking with the starter Sidewinder. I've done a couple of bits to it already, but I will get it kitted out and then I will go exploring. And that's the plan, and it's probably going to take me months and months and months and months. My other game, where I'm quite happily in the middle of the galaxy already, I've got a much bigger ship, which is kitted out for exploration. But this is a brand new game, so I've only been around a few space stations so far. And a lot of it will be like getting my ship kitted out and getting a load of money, and then we'll go for the exploring. So long as you're not speaking, we can hear the game audio, says Mordraka. I shall shut up. But we'll get going when there's a bit more noise. what I want to do first of all is quickly go to the chat and say hello to everybody. We've got 19 people watching at the moment. We have, first in was Pascal a million years ago. Then Candygram for Mongo is the next one I have. I know there were other people in after that, but I just noticed Pascal at the start. And now I've actually got Candygram as the first one, so welcome Candygram. Lynn Dipple popped in. She's going to be stuck at work, I suspect, so she can't pop in, but she says have fun everyone. Chris at Gross Models, welcome Chris. Chris is at work, but he might pop in and out. We have Quanoman is in, Pascal is in there as well. I am back, just done with sanding some resin. Make sure you wear a respirator if you're sanding resin. Let's have a look. LD is in, welcome Dennis. We have Skullfish is in the chat. Welcome Skullfish. We have, who else do we have? LD says, back in a second when I get out of hospital. Just take it easy, dude. It's kind of awesome that you're in hospital watching me, but yeah, take it easy. Let's have a look. Quanoman says, with 5 minutes to go, the question on everyone's lips is, does he still powder his nose before the stream starts? Not when I'm not on telly. I could be sitting here stark buttock naked for all you know. I'm not. But I could be. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Everybody now tunes out. My viewership goes to 0. There you go. Mordraka, of course, we heard from a little while ago. Mordraka's in. Welcome. Jamie Bone, hi everyone. Edward Leonard, hello all. Fox, thank you very much. Jules says salute. Jules gives us a 0 and a 7, which is a salute. Let's have a look. And Beck Storm just pops in and says afternoon all. So we're gonna crack on. I need to clear my throat as always. I've got my big mug of coffee ready. As always, it's a little bit different to normal this one because I can't see when you do super chats and stuff, so I'll try my best to see when you do that. But as always, if you want to catch my attention, I do have the chat open in front of me. So if you want to catch my attention, you can put, if you're watching this, now I know that the chat up there isn't working. You can see the chat on screen there doesn't seem to be working, and it does this. It freaks out and doesn't work sometimes. I don't know what you're seeing right now. You're seeing my desktop, aren't you? Yes, because it's being weird. Hang on. Dude, let's bring that back. There we go. Yeah. So chat will come back and return every now and then. It's just the way Streamlabs does. It's where are we? Can I refresh chat? I did try this the other day and it never quite doesn't give the option to refresh the chat, unfortunately, which would be handy because it seems to have died. It'll come back. If you're wondering what that mysterious blue box on the right hand side is, that's supposed to be where you can see all the chat. Now if you are watching this, I'm just trying to fiddle with something, there we go. If you are watching this and you want to be able to join the live chat, then just hit the little YouTube icon at the bottom right hand corner of the YouTube screen. It's underneath the video player, and that will take to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat if you can't see the live chat now. If you can't see, like, not the blue box on the screen there, but the actual live chat. If you are on YouTube but you can't see live chat, it might just be under the video player if you're on a mobile device. So just scroll down, it might be down there. More Draka says, oh hello, when did the follower of the Corpse Emperor Kevin drop off? Yes, if you're wondering, if you notice in the top left corner, we have a new stream boss. If you missed last Sunday's live stream, our Lord and Saviour Kevin, who was our stream boss for quite a while, is no longer the stream boss. The stream boss is now George. George outbid him to become the new stream boss and snagged himself just over $600 to spend on Games Workshop stuff or Warhammer stuff or whatever he chooses. So he snagged himself a nice fat packet there. Now we are carrying on with the stream boss battle in all my streams. I always do it, but it has changed a bit. Forget how we've done it in the past. Basically, stream boss battle, if you don't know what it is, it's that little coloured bar at the top left. George starts off with 100,000 health. He is the stream boss. Whoever gets him to 0 wins a whole fat stack of cash. Basically, you want to get his health down, and the way to get his health down, there's only one way to do it now. It's changed a bit. You have to, as a community, you have to build up a big... Oh, there's the chat popping in. You have to build up a big fat pot of community money. And the way you do that is through the tip jar. And you can see that at the bottom of the screen on the right hand corner it says tip jar. Streamlabs.com/model making guru. Every tip that goes through the tip jar goes towards a big fat community pot of money, and also takes some of George's health off. And the more you put through as a tip, the more his health comes off. Whoever gets his health to 0 becomes the new stream boss and basically inherits all that money to spend at Games Workshop or Forge World, or if it's in the EU or the UK, Goblin Gaming. So yeah, if you want to get playing the game, if you've not played it before, you just get putting tips through the tip jar. Don't do it through super chats. That doesn't count anymore because of various reasons. It's just tips in the tip jar knock George's health down. You are still more than welcome to do super chats, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window, but that just supports this channel now. That doesn't go towards your community stream boss pot. It just supports me, which is still brilliant, and still do super chats. It's also a good way to get my attention in chat because it'll put it in a coloured box, your comment. So you can do a super chat if you want to get my attention. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's have a look. Have you decided on your boss battle swag yet, George? Asks Candygram. Schoolfish says Kevin got bitch slapped. George says he did decide. Yes, he has decided. I'll be ordering it after this show. I'll be ordering stuff for him. Are there any models that you don't already own, George? He says there are at least 6 I don't own since a bunch of new stuff came out, says George. Beck Storm says something that I won't read out for monetization, but yes, I see what you mean. Yes, George is the new stream boss. Quanaman says, I'm just off to Twitter not to tell everyone that foxes start buttock naked. Yes. Ooh, caught an elite stream, says Beck. Yes, you did. Right, I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Nom, nom, nom. And I'll give you a quick tour around the ship, and we'll show you what's what. Like I say, if you don't even know what Elite Dangerous is, if you know what it is, you'll know what it is. But if you're not sure, if you don't know what it is, do ask me whatever questions you want in chat. Remember to put your question in big fat capital letters, or do it in a coloured super chat if you want me to see it. But ask me whatever questions you want. Basically, it's a space sim. You can fly around in space, you can explore, or you can trade, or you can do combat, or you can do whatever you want. You've got to build your ship up and customise it. It's a bit like, well, it's in fact nothing at all like EVE Online, because EVE Online is basically spreadsheets. This is proper flying shooting, and so let's have a look. So I'll give you a quick tour of the ship. Are we ready? It's a Sidewinder. It's a tiny cockpit. Yeah, that bit in the bottom, in the sort of left-hand side there, the brown thing with the tubes, that's the back door of the cockpit. That's how small my cockpit is. Unfortunately, I've been dumped with a crappy flight suit because there's nothing free in this game. Damn it. I'll give you a guided tour. We have a tube. You can see over there, there's a very important tube that does tube things. I don't know what goes through the tube, but it's got important tube things. Then we have the BBC Model B keyboard, and it is literally modelled on the BBC Model B, which for your history, that's where Elite Dangerous, or Elite, the first game, came out. We have our dashboard over here, you see. Lovely, lovely. What do we have? Can I zoom in when I'm on cockpit view? I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't think I can. Never mind. We have, on the left-hand side, we have the little hologram there. You can see his information about whatever I'm at, system or space station or wherever I am. In the middle is my menu, and that'll be my navigation sort of radar thing. Then I've got some ship stats, the hull health and the shield status, and then some other bits and bobs, stuff to balance my power out. And over here we have another tube with my pack lunch in the corner there. That is my entire cockpit. It's and you can see I've got this rather handy, rather spanky little chair that I'm in. I shall show you my commander. Commander Guru Fox. Let's have a look. Now, I spent a little bit of time in the test stream the other day designing my my commander. And my commander, kind of, I've decided, if I could rename him, I would call him Kelly Grocott, because he looks like the keyboard player from ELO in the 1970s. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I went a bit silly. He's not designed to be awesome. Oops, hello, that wasn't right. No! I pressed a button, hang on. Exit without saving. Let me come back again. Right, let's go back and check that out again. There we go. So yeah, I've decided he's a Brummie. He's from Birmingham. He's like, all right. He's called Kelly. All right, Kelly Grocott. That's my name. I'll play keyboards for ELO. He doesn't look that much like. Yeah, Dad says, yep, Kelly Grocott. He is. So it's Captain Commander Kelly. He's Commander Kelly. He's circa 1970s ELO. Beck Storm says it's sort of like Star Citizen, except you don't have to pay $300 for a spaceship. But yeah, it's like a more you'll see. So yeah, but the thing is, I was hoping to give him funky outfits and everything, but unfortunately, when I first got Elite Dangerous, there was some stuff you got for free, like, you know, patterns for your ship and stuff like that, and paint jobs and things. You don't get those for free anymore. So I've got the default flight suit and the default everything. I don't want to necessarily spend any money in this game. It has its built-in currency called arcs. And it's the standard thing where you pay money and then you can get like cosmetic packs for your ship and stuff. Don't really want to do that. Don't really want to do that. But, you know, hey. So, unfortunately, my ship does have the standard default livery that it came with. And until I get enough arcs to actually, you know, go ahead and customize it, we'll just be having it this colours. So there you go. So it's called the Squishy Blip. Squishy Blip. It's not even got any markings on it, like nameplates, because they were also free when I first got this game, and now they've got to use the in-game currency. So until I get enough in-game currency, we will not be doing that. So look, Stewpot is in. Hello, 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 he says. Welcome, Stewpot. Dad is in. Hey, Dad. Welcome, welcome, Dad. Dad and Chris, of course, and George are, at the moment, 3 of your moderators in chat. They're all lovely. You all know who they are. They are lovely, lovely people. They'll look after you and keep you safe. But if you cross them, they will break you in half with their little finger and flush you down the toilet. So don't cross them. Looks like a remesh of the X games. I don't know what the X games are. Brings back memories of the game when I started the game 3 years ago, says Stewpot. Yeah, it's changed quite a lot in the last 3 years. So basically, at the moment, I am still in inhabited space. I'll show you the galaxy map. I'm in inhabited space. I'm in the Orna system, which is one of the starting systems. And what I'll be doing, just probably for the first few months, to be honest, is just flipping around from system to system, getting upgrades for my ship. There's this thing called engineers, where they will upgrade your things like your engines and weapons and stuff for you, but you have to do like fetch quests for them, like get this many materials. So I have to do that first before I can get a decent jump range. Like I said, this is the starting Sidewinder. The jump range starts off at 9 light years, and you can only upgrade it to about 20 light years. The ship in my other game, the ship I'm flying, that's got a 37 light year jump range. So yeah, so there's a lot I need to do before I can get to the point of going off to explore. Now, if you've never seen this before, it is an actual 1-to-1 scale simulation of... I'm just going to change something over. Hang on, because that's going to get on my nerves. 1 second. Just need to change something because this particular stick isn't inverted. Galaxy map. Galaxy pitch axis is that one, and I want to invert it. There we go. Right, let's go back to the galaxy map. There we go. So yes, it's a 1-to-1 scale rendition of the Milky Way. It's procedurally, basically, the whole galaxy is procedurally generated. All these are stars with planets and bodies that I can go to. They're all there, traversable. Basically, what they did was they took all the known real world stars and planets and put them into the map, and then using actual how the universe works information, they recreated the entire Milky Way. Now, all these little specks of light you can see each one is a star, and each star has planets, and it has landable planets. It has all kinds of things going on, and there are in this actual simulation of the Milky Way, there are rumored to be 400 billion stars, and each star having planets and everything else. So there you go. So that is where we are. We are in the Milky Way. All of that is places I can go. Fantastic, isn't it? So that what we'll do is we'll stick around some of the starting planets for quite a while, just as I get my ship updated and upgraded and everything else. And then eventually we'll start to go on the explore. So it's going to be a while before we get to that point. But what I want to do for the moment is just start making some money and getting things upgraded. So I'm going to have a look at starport services. At the moment I'm on an asteroid base, if I remember rightly. I might be, no, I'm not. I'm in a floating orbital base. And I just need to start exploring where I need to go. So I want to see what jobs they've got first of all. Let's just do some jobs. There's different ways you can make jobs, but because I've got such a tiny ship with rubbish cargo storage, I'm going to stick to courier jobs, which are just data at the moment. So I'll pick one system and we'll go there first. I've been to Dromi a few times, but I need to start going to new systems. In fact, where do I want to go? Don't know where I want to go. Let's just take those 2 jobs for now. We'll start flying around and we'll figure things out as we go. Now, what I also need to do is see if okay. So I need to see if at the moment I don't have anything to scan at planetary bodies, which is one way of making money. And it looks like I'm still not going to get anything. What I'm going to do, watch this, this is going to be cool. I'm going to do some keyboard work over here, and you're going to see something cool. Right, so I'm going to hit this. There's a few tools I can use in the execution of my duties. This one is the EDSM star map, and this is basically, it updates information from my, that's not what I wanted. It takes information from my actual game. I'm going to put the thing back on there. It takes information from the game, and it updates my log, and it also gives me a map of where I am. But there are other resources I can use. I'm going to come out of that because there are other resources I can use. I want to find a deep surface scanner. I think it's called. So that's not surface scanner. I want to find one of these because on my ship I don't have one. I don't think. I'm just going to check my ship 1 second. And one of the ways to make money is to scan planets, but I don't think I have a surface scanner. No, I don't. So I need to get one. So let's have a look. So I need to find a detailed surface scanner. My reference system is, where am I? I am at, which system am I at? Let's find out where I am. I'm just checking my actual system map. You can't see it, but I'm in Orna. So I am in a system called Orna. And I need to find the nearest system with a detailed surface scanner. Let's have a look. And it will tell me down here. Okay, so I need to find this system here. Is the nearest one is Eddington Refinery, which is in the system LSE 239. And it's 7.41 light years away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to go back to the actual, so you can see that. And I'm going to shut that down. So this is the map of my system that I'm in. So I need to find, I've forgotten what it was called now. What was it called? It was called, oh Fox, what have you done? It was called LSE 239. Okay, so LSE 239. Let's do a bit of a search. So I want to go to the system map. I need to find. Now you might not see me typing this, or you might do. Typing with the HOTAS controller stick is, yeah. I've already forgotten what the system name was. Hang on. Oh, do you know, Fox? Crikey, Riley Fox. LSE. No, that's not the right one. LSE 239. There we go. I can hear Paul shouting at the screen even though he's not watching. LSE. Let's get rid of that. LSE 239. Yes, typing with the HOTAS stick, it's interesting, I'll tell you that. Let's see if we can find LSE 239. Okay, can't find that. So let's put a space in there. Nope, didn't want that one. LSE space 239. Look at that, it's right next door. So what I need to do is, what's this? Don't need that. I'm going to make that my next waypoint marker. I'm going to plot a route, which should just be one jump. And hopefully, if that database was correct, it should then give me the resource that I want. So I'm going to launch this. Let me know how loud or quiet the game audio is here, by the way, so I know if I need to turn it up or not. Okay, so we're off. Blow this snowball. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What are people saying in chat while I'm just doing this? I've returned. Has he crashed yet? Says Chris. No, not yet. Beck Storm says, yeah, big dollars for them big ships. I'm already a backer. Happy with the £30 starter ship package. Yeah, that's the what do you call it? The other game. The thing that's still been in development for 25 years and cost £1 billion trillion. Star Citizen, that's it. Jules says, this game is on sale at the moment on Steam at 80% off. That's £8 for everything you need. Yep, this game is on console and on PC. If you do buy it, make sure you get the Horizons edition, or the latest edition. You basically buy the core game, and there's, I think, 2 download packs which give you all the stuff. Horizons was like the year 3. There we are, that's where the next place is there. Go to the star system. So make sure you get, I mean, you can't really buy the core pack now, you have to get it with the Horizons and Beyond and everything else anyway. But yeah, it is available. Steam's probably quite cheap. Now do keep in mind, I'm playing this in I'm playing this in 4K with HDR on my Xbox, on my big telly. However, you're watching it heavily compressed and 1080p and no HDR. So do keep in mind, it's a beautiful looking game, you're just not seeing it like it actually looks like. Get yourself some fuel. First thing you do when you get any ship is get a fuel scoop, otherwise you're going to run out of fuel. There we go, got a bit warm there, but never mind. Right, so let's find the nav beacon. Because this is an inhabited system, it has a navigation beacon with a map of the system on it, so it makes life a bit easier. But yeah, I mean, playing this in 4K HDR, it's a beautiful game. Unfortunately, like I say, the way I'm streaming this, because for various reasons, I'm not using anything like a kind of Elgato capture card or anything like that. I don't have that kind of equipment. And I also, my computer doesn't have a USB 3 socket that works. It did have one, but it's kind of died. So, this is basically streaming from my Xbox in 4K HDR. It's streaming out of the Xbox. It's going into the Windows 10 Xbox app, which is compressing it down to 1080p and not HDR. Never mind. And then it is then pumping that into Streamlabs, which is then pumping it into YouTube. So you're not seeing it at its best, I'm afraid. I would love to stream in 4K HDR, but I don't have an Elgato or a working USB 3 port. So yeah. So hopefully it looks okay anyway. Okay, where is this navigation beacon? Beacon, there we go. There we are. Just give that a scan. So I'm just scanning the beacon to get all the blurb, the information on the system. And while I'm sat here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan some of the ships, just because I can get useful information from them that my engineers, when I find them, engineers can use to upgrade my ship. So it's worth taking moments to scan other people's ships. You get like wake data and engine information and stuff, and when you want to upgrade your ship with the engineers later on, there'll be things like, right, find me 100 wake scans. So you'll have to go and find them, and it's like, you may as well do it while you pick them up now while I'm here. Whenever I get to a system and a nav beacon, I can do a few scans like this, and by the time I get to a mechanic or an engineer, I'll have lots of all the relevant information. He's wanted, but I am in no state to attack anybody. Not in any way, shape or form. Not in this shit. Yeah. These little areas where the nav beacons are great places just to make some easy money by just looking for people who are wanted and taking them out. You can earn lots of bounties that way, but like I say, this ship is not one that's going to be working hard for combat or anything like that. So let's see what we've got. We have, I need to go to Eddington, was it Eddington? Eddington Refinery, which is there. I've also got Makarov Station, which I've been to in my other playthrough. But we want Eddington Refinery. That's where I may get my detailed surface scanner. So, let us go to Eddington Refinery. So it's 1,179 light seconds away. Currently I'm going just over a quarter the speed of light. But you can see above that big circle in the middle, there's a little number that's going up. Little number on the right hand side of the big circle in the middle. That's my speed. Currently it's 6 times the speed of light, 7 times the speed of light, 8 times C. When you're in Super Cruise, there's 3 modes. There's normal thrusting around, like reaction control mode. There's Super Cruise, which is what we're in now, which is superluminal speeds in a system, up to 2,000 times the speed of light. And then there's Hyperdrive, which is jumping between stars, basically. It looks fine, Fox, very good considering, says Stewpot. He also has 3 28-inch monitors, and it looks fabulous. Cool. Let's have a look. I'm trying to read the chat, but I've got to keep an eye on the countdown clock in my distance meter as well, because I don't want to overshoot. Wait for the magic 7 seconds, and then I can drop my throttle down to half. And that means I won't overshoot the target. 8, 7, drop my throttle down. The trick is when your countdown clock for distance gets to 7 seconds, that little blue bar on the right hand side of my navigation, this big circular navigation radar in the middle, that little blue line, the blue line, the horizontal, is the one that's moving now. That is me controlling the throttle. You get it in the middle when you get to about 7 seconds, and that way you don't overshoot. So let's just see where this place is. It should be an orbital place. How's game audio, by the way? Is it loud enough, or do you need more louds, or do you need less louds? Oh, hang on, I just realised something. I haven't just realised something. Oops. I may actually have the volume set wrong for my microphone, but do let me know if I'm too loud or too quiet. Or if anything's too loud or too quiet. Unfortunately, Streamlabs is doing its thing where it falls over, so it isn't updating anything right now. Come along here. I must not whistle along and hum to the music, because you'll get annoyed of that. Oh, it's one of these. I hate these things because I can never find the entrance. It's got sticky outside bits. If you notice, by the way, when flight control call me, they say Golf Uniform Romeo. That's because my commander name is GUR, Commander Guru Fox. So they always use the first 3 letters of your actual... Where's the... I can never find the entrance on these damn things. It's like, oh, where are you? I hate these completely. Go down a bit, I'm going to ding into that. Where are you? Come on. Show me your open. There it is. It's over there somewhere. Show me your vast and impressive opening, that I may avail myself of its welcoming goodness. That's not there. Right, I saw it then a minute ago and then I lost it. Arse. Arse. I hate these ones. Epic fail. Doodaloo, let's do a bit of a sideways wiggle. I had it then and everything. Come on, where are you? Try desperately to crash into the space station, which would not be good. I just about missed that. Man, this is embarrassing. There. No, not there. God damn it. There it is, there it is. I see it. I see it on the little mini version. Where's, there we go. There we go. God, what a palaver.
Permission authorized. Clear to land at Docking Bay 06.
That was a pain in the bum. I hate these ones though. They're just, if you don't get, I know they kind of always spin around the axis, but it's easy to say that, but you don't always see that. Logically, you don't always see it that way. If you're at the wrong angle, it just looks really weird and you don't quite make sense. So it can be quite confusing. Just without crashing into anything. There we go, nicely recovered. Docking pad 6. Docking pad 6 is there. Now please note, I don't use any automatic landing or anything like that. I don't use any of the automated flight features. That's just nonsense. I'd much rather do it all myself, because it's more fun that way. Much more fun. None of this automated landing nonsense. Which means sometimes I land on the wrong pad and get shot, and sometimes I break the ship because I crash. But hey, I can live with that. Right a bit, down. There we go. See what chat's doing. Game is a bit quiet, but all is okay. To your left, at the bottom, says Stewpot. Original game entrance was facing the planet. It's still the same in this one. I'll turn the game up a little bit for you, though. A little bit. I've turned up the game volume a little bit. Let me know if that's now going to be too loud or too quiet. Yeah, it still does face the nearest body, I think, the nearest planet, but you don't always know where that is, and I'm like, oh! Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. I do need to make sure I depend on a lot of Federation ports, because I need to get my Federation rank up to get a permit for Sol. Right, so we want, let's have a look and see what we can get. It still isn't. If you look for the other ships, you can see where they go in and out, says Stewpot. Just Skullfish. Yeah, it is. It's the same. But it's, sometimes if you're at the wrong angle, you just don't see. You can't see where the other ships are going in and out. Right, so I need to get... there we go. Finally. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thank you very much. That's now been fitted. See if I can better anything that I've already got. Probably not. Shield generators. What have I got? A 2E. No, nothing there. Nothing better. I can get a better fuel scoop. I can get better than the things I've got. I just don't know if these places will have them. 2. Oh, 2. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Maybe. I've got a 2C fuel scoop, which gives me, yeah. Basically, the way it works is, if you look at your ship, there's different parts of your ship. Here we have hard points, which are weapons. We have utility mounts, which can be all kinds of different things. You have the core internal parts. These are the bits that you have to have, like a power plant, thrusters, a frame shift drive, which is your hyperdrive. They're the bits you need to have. And your optional internal are basically slots you can put anything else you want in. And this is where you get to customize how your ship is laid out, what equipment you've got in there, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just going through. Now, they've all got numbers on, like 2 and 1. Basically, imagine that your internal of your ship is divided into segments. A 1 means it uses one segment. 2 means it's a double size segment. Imagine it's like a rack unit. If you've ever had like a shelving rack for, say, musical equipment where it's in rack units, they're always the same width and the same height. So you've got this rack storage unit. So one might be one wide and one high. That's a 1, like that one. And this compartment might be a 2, which is maybe one wide and 2 high. So it's so I can put a 1 in this slot here that's got a 1. I can put a 1 unit, and in the slot that's 2, I can put a 1 or a 2 unit, but not a 3. If I had a slot that was 3, I could do 1, 2, or 3. So it's the size of the actual slot, and they come ranked from A to G, the quality of the thing you're putting in there. So I've got a 2E fuel scoop, which means it's a 2 rack unit and it's rated E. So currently it does 0.03 tons per second of fuel. You scoop fuel from stars. I can get myself, if I wanted to lose some weight, I could go for a 1 fuel scoop, which uses up 1 cargo space, but it's, if you can see over there, 0.02 tons per second. It's a lot less. So I'm going to scoop fuel, be sitting there going around a star scooping fuel for longer, which is a pain in the bum. But I can improve. I can get myself, I could get a 2A fuel scoop, which would do 8 tons per second, but I haven't got 284,000 credits. So I'm going to have to wait on that. I can't get that one yet, but I can get a 2C fuel scoop, which is 5 tons per second. So I'm going to get that. It's going to clean me out a little bit, but it's worth it. Because this is such a small ship, it's got a tiny fuel tank, I will be scooping fuel all the time. It's something I'll need to do a lot of all the time. So, yeah, it's something I'm going to have to be wary of. But I'm used to doing it in my other ships anyway, so... Instruction... Beckstorm says, instructions unclear, stuck showing a 2 into a 1. I don't know what you mean. Right, so we're going to go for this 2C fuel scoop. So we'll go into that one and we'll exchange it for the one we've got so we don't spend full whack. We'll get 16 grand back for the old one, so it'll only cost us about £1 for the new one. Exchange. There you go, so I can scoop a bit more fuel now. I'm not really bothered about the cargo rack for now. Those are all default items. I can't get a better shield generator. I can see what I can improve in here though. 2D power plant, let's have a look. Can I get a better power plant? Yes, I can get a... Okay, here's the tricky bit with this game. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the very bottom at the centre where it says retracted and deployed, underneath that it's got jump, min, current and max. Now I know you can't see it because of the overlay on the screen, so let me remove the overlay, hang on. Let me remove that for a second. So you can see down there, it says jump, min, current, max. Right in the middle, the red numbers, 9.89, 10.3 and 10.75. Right now at the moment, my jump range is 10.25 light years minimum, 11.18 light years max, this is when I do a hyper jump, or currently it's about 10.7 light years, which means I can jump to a star that is 10.7 light years away or closer, but I can't jump to a star that's beyond that. This is where it gets complicated. I can put in lots of modules to my ship, but it puts my mass up, and if I increase my mass, my jump range goes down. So if I put in a 2E power plant, you see those figures, they go red and it drops down because I've increased my mass. Where does it say my mass? My total mass has gone from 39 on the left there at the bottom. It says total mass 39.1 tons. Or 81 tons. I can't remember. I think it's laden, unladen and current. If I do a 2E power plant, it's bigger. It increases my mass and drops my jump range. If I go for a 2C power plant, it's better for my power usage, because if you see above the graph in the middle, it says retracted and deployed. Above that it says max 8 megawatts. It increases my power for my ships. I've got 8 megawatts of power to use, but it also drops my jump range down because it weighs more. It is a rated mass C, 1.3 tons for this unit, whereas the D is 1 ton. A 2B is 2 tons. So it's a trade-off. I could go for a better power plant that gives me more energy to play with to fuel all my different modules, but the weight's going to go up. So at the moment I'm looking at the maximum range. So much as I want more power, I don't want to drop my jump range. So I'm going to stick with my 2D power plant. Basically each module uses a certain amount of power, and if I have too many modules active at once and I've not got enough power, some modules won't work. So it's a lot of management involved. Can I get a better frame shift drive? To C? Yes, yes. So my current frame shift drive gives me that 11.18, the 10.7 light year jump. I can upgrade it to a 2C, which I can just about afford. upgrades me to a 12.8 light year jump. I shall do that. I'm going to get much better, but I may as well incrementally start upgrading stuff while I can. Power distributor. Let's see if we can get a better one of those. 1A. I've got a 1D. Power distributor is installed. Max 7.2 megawatts. That drops me down to 12.5 light years. What this thing does, this thing basically, I'll explain it later, it allows you to shuttle power between engine shields and weapons, and the better your power distributor, the more energy it can hold and the quicker it can swap between them. Now right at the moment I'm not too fussed, but I can upgrade my power distributor later. I can come back to that. So I'll leave that for, or shall I just do it while I've got the money? It's going to drop my jump range down to 12.5. Go on, we'll get it anyway. Might as well get it while I can. I can always put it back to another one if I need to. 1D sensor, they've got no stock. I can't get a better fuel tank, unfortunately, I don't think. I think that's the biggest fuel tank I can do. So, there we go. Thrusters. Can I get better thrusters? 2C, yes I can. Again, thrusters will give me better manoeuvrability. So you can see here, if you look at the ship specs on the bottom left, it's got my pitch, roll and yaw, my top speed and boost speed and everything else. If I go to 2C thrusters, they're all blue because they're all better. However, if you look at my jump range, jump minimum, current and max, in the middle at the bottom, they've all dropped. From 12.55, which is my current jump range, to 12.11. Again, because it's heavier. The 2C thruster unit, it weighs 2.5 tons. The 2D is 1 ton. So I'm all right for now. It's a nice nippy little ship anyway. I'm not too fussed right now. We'll worry about it later. And for the moment, I'm probably okay with that. So I'll keep that at that. I think that's everything I want to update for now. Lightweight alloy. Can I drop that down to something better? No. Okay, so there we go. So that's got some bits. Happy bunny now. Got some bits. Let's have a look. You were just describing some size 1 and 2 stuff you can add and not buy and equip. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, I see. Beck Storm says, instructions unclear, stuck showing shoving a 2 into a 1. Yes, I see what you mean. I read shoving is showing. Yes, I get what you mean. Eon's Car says, hello all, have I missed much? No, not much. I've explained some menus and flown around a little bit. So yeah, there's a little bit of shenaniganry going on. Now, normally, on my other playthrough, my ship is a Mark II crate, which is a big old girl. I'll put this back on now. Which is a big old girl, and she's got lots of expansion slots, and I can just quite happily just blop in the biggest possible modules I can find, because she weighs 1 billion tons anyway, but she's got 30 odd, 35, 37 light year jump range on her, so I'm quite happy with that. This thing is tiny, and I've got to be a lot more careful, especially when I decide to go out exploring into the space. Oh yes. I've got to, especially when I go exploring into the space, because then I've got to really be careful of what equipment I can carry and what I can't carry. So I need to put that there. This is just a setting up my fire groups, which I'll show you in a bit when we get into space. Fire groups. So I've got that detailed surface scanner that I just bought and installed, so I can scan planets, probes. I've got that set up now, so there we go, that's that. So I'll just see, where do we need to go? I got some missions, didn't I? I got some missions for Dromi. Might as well see if I've got any jobs here for Dromi. I doubt it. Mission board. Well, I've spent a lot of credits now. I don't think they're going to have any jobs for Dromi. Probably not, but we'll have a look. Dromi. Nah, nothing there for Dromi. So what I'll do, I'll take those 2 career jobs to Dromi, and then we'll find it. We'll set ourselves a nav point and just go and see what happens. So let's set our thing for Dromi. I'll go back to the galaxy map. Dromi is... Let's do it this way actually. Let's see if it might be on our local map. Local navigation option. There we go, Dromi. Set that, lock that in. Right, latest peeps. I will bugger off. Come again, try the fish. Launch. I've turned the game volume up a bit, so let me know now if it's too loud. Skullfish says, probes!
Detachment complete. Moderate speed on exit.
I will answer your question in a second, Beck. I'm just going to get myself out of the mail slot. Beck Storm says, what style of ships do you prefer, Fox? Light and fast, all-rounder, or beefy ones? Well, the majority of my play so far has been exploration. You know, prolonged periods in civilized space and then exploration. There's white things. Oh, okay. So I've gone for all-rounder. So I started off with a first playthrough, obviously in a Sidewinder, one of these, and then I went into a what did I get? I got the Adder, which was the first sort of... I wanted exploration was my goal, so I wanted something nice and big and beefy. So I got an Adder, which I could afford at first, and that was... It was all right, but my God, it had some terrible sounds on it. It wasn't great. And then I went up to the Cobra Mark III. It was whatever I could afford at the time, so I got rid of the Adder and got a Cobra Mark III, which was a nice all-rounder. Great at combat, not too bad at exploration, but not brilliant. So I got myself the Mark III Cobra, and that was, I could do little bits of combat round nav beacons and stuff. So while I was just earning money and just starting out, things like that, I was using that a lot. Then when I got ready to go for my proper exploring, I got myself an Aspect Explorer when I could afford that, and that's a fantastic all-round exploration ship. It's a good all-rounder because you can kit it out for most things. A bit warm there. Let's just slow that down a bit. You could fit it out for most stuff. Just get some fuel. And it was brilliant for exploring, but then and that was my go-to ship for exploring for a long time until I got my Crate Mark II, and then I'm like, woohoo! Because that's a brilliant exploration ship. It's one of the best ones. Just because it's as good as the Aspect Explorer, but you can put loads of extra cargo. This is the thing though. It's got more cargo space, but I don't pick up cargo when I'm exploring, which is the stupid thing. Because the last thing you want to do, especially if I've been out in space for months, is carry a load of cargo, because then someone will try and interdict me and attack me while I've got cargo, and then I'll get killed, and then I'll lose all the astronomical data. So I don't tend to carry any cargo. But I could put other modules. I ran out of modules in the Aspect Explorer. I was trading off between shields or weapons when I got back to civilized space, or other things. And I wanted a SRV as well, so I went for the Crate, and that's got enough slots to do everything basically. So I think I just like all-rounders. I'm not really a combat. I don't play like with other people, like in open. I'm not crazy enough to play open, because that's just insanity. So yeah, I don't do that. Earl D says, back now, I can chill. Yay! Carolina's in. Carolina Roberto says hi. Hi, Carolina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me the blip to drop out any second now. Big thing there, isn't it? Put the rings on that. Yeah, lovely. Nice set of rings there. Lovely rings. And if you're wondering, yes, you can fly into the rings on a planet and you can see the individual chunks of ice or asteroids. You can fly right into them. A lot of them have resources you can mine from planets, from ring systems. Oh god, it's another one of these! God damn it! Right, where's the angle of spin? I'm trying to figure out where the axis of spin is. It's where's the spin axis? I'm kind of thinking it's down there. I can see some trails from ships. Where are you? Where are you now? It is over there, isn't it? Those little wispy lines there are all trails from other ships. Which I don't think are going to help me at all. Let's go up a bit. I see with my little eyes something beginning with ships. For some reason it's really hard for me to identify the actual axis of spin. I don't know why. I just find it really hard until you actually see the end bit that you go in. I've always found it really hard to find the axis of rotation. There it is. There's the. This is there somewhere. It's here somewhere. Should be. There we go. Until you get aligned with it, and then you're aligned, and you can see the rotation properly then. And that's where it becomes really easy at that point. But when you're just at a funny angle. It's really hard. If you're at just the wrong angle, it's really hard to see the actual axis of rotation, and that's where it becomes like, how do I get in? Where? Oh! Somebody's getting hassled by the authorities, it sounds like. Is this really necessary? Yes. There you go. You always get scanned when you enter when you head towards the space station. They scan you to see if you've got anything illegal going on or if you've got a wanted marker. Because if you're wanted or you've got any illicit cargo, they will take you out. Or they'll do you.
Maintain current sector, Commander.
Right, 3-1, which is... there, down there. Right down there. There we go.
Landing gear deployed.
Now I fully expect at some point, do not doubt for 1 minute that at some point I will hit the landing gear button and actually hit boost by mistake. It's a well-worn, well-known meme in this game. Unless you set the buttons differently, the button for boost and the button for landing gear, they're very similar. And it's easy to do one when you want to do the other. So, yeah, at some point I will hit boost as I'm going through the mail slot and just curse and swear and scream like a frightened school because I'm about to plough into the back of the space station and also get shot by the authorities for speeding in a space station. It does happen. So I expect that at some point it will happen. There we go, so I picked up that job. People are talking in chat. Let's have a look. I have a need for speed. I love racing, always trying to create the fastest, most manoeuvrable ships. You kind of do that in this as well, because you can kit them out a lot of ways however you want. And because it's all down to weight, your jump range. For most ships, it's not a problem. Because as long as you've got, you know, a jump range of 30 to 40 light years or more, you can probably do most exploring. The difficulty I'll have in this ship is when I get to bits of the galaxy that are more spread out. So when I'm in like the core, 20 light years is fine because everywhere is really close together. If I go out to the end of a spiral arm, stars might be 50 light years apart, and I can't go there. I'll get to the point where I can't go any further because I can't jump to that next star. unless I do various shenanigans to boost the jump. You can get stuff where you can do a single boosted jump and you can jump twice as far, but you require certain resources, and so I could do that. But yeah. Right, let's see if we've got anything that we can take to the other stations here in Jeremy. Probably not. No. Okay, well let's just go and pick up the other one. Let's go and dump the other data one in the other space station, and then we'll go stick a pin in our galaxy map and choose somewhere to go.
Ship released. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Yeah, like that guy there in his Asp Explorer. Is it an Explorer? Might not be. Boost! Monkey fluffer, eat my boost dust. Yes. Haha.
Allow for increased traffic flow in this sector, Commander.
That's her polite way of saying, slow the hell down. Gimpatron, don't be speeding. Right, so I need to go to... I need to put my weapons away. Hello. That was a bad idea.
You have left the no-fire zone.
I need to go to this one, which is Dimmery Prospect. This is another orbital one. Wait, where is it? Don't particularly want to fly into the rings of a planet right now, but let's... Oh, okay. It may actually be in the rings of a planet. Is it? Wait, it can't be. Hang on. No, it's not. It's around one of the moons. Let's just get past this ring system and go from the other side. I don't particularly want to go through. Tell you what, let's go for that first. Let's see what this is. Lol, waiting for that epic moment, Fox. Yes, there is an old meme, and it's basically an old World War II photograph from the Blitz where there's a London bus that's halfway up a building because it's been blown up in the air. So it's like a bombed out building and a London bus, like almost vertical, going up the side of the building, and the caption to the picture is just press for landing gear, hit boost instead. Yeah, and that's it. Everybody does it. You press B for landing gear, but you hit B, some other version of B for... Yeah, it always ends badly. LD's finished overpowering everyone on Devil May Cry 4 for the 100th time. Virgil just has to breathe and everything on screen dies. Let's see what this is. I'm going to pop my weapons out straight away, because we don't know what's here. There's no other ships here, which is good. I shall boop my snoot. Get my cargo scoop open. Let's go pick up some shiz, shall we? Like I was saying before about scanning ships while you're at navigation beacons, just to get the data that your engineers can use later on. It's worth doing these kind of sort of abandoned cargo drops as well, because these are all materials that you can use for things later on, and you may as well collect as many of them as you can now while you're in civilized space, because once you go out of civilized space, once I leave inhabited space and go out on the big explorer into the open space, you won't come across anything like this, and there'll be nowhere to pick up these resources at all. And I found out in my other playthrough that's a real problem, because I've got, like, my other ship, I've got one heatsink left. A heatsink, if you overheat your ship, it can get damaged. So a heatsink means that I can, if I get too close to a star, I can pop a heatsink and it instantly cools my ship down and I avoid doing any damage. Because when you're 50,000 light years away from everything, you can't afford to be damaging your ship too much. Unfortunately, I popped 2 heat sinks by accident by pressing the wrong button. Now I've got 1 left, and I'm like 150,000 light years from anywhere. I'm months away from home, and I'm really struggling because the materials I need to make more heat sinks are things like shielding emitters and things that you can only find in these kind of wrecked shipyard areas. You can't find them out in open space. So it's worth, if you're planning on going exploring, just spend a while picking up this kind of crap from signal sources that you find. Just go and explore every signal source, because you never know what you're going to need when you go out to the big beyond. If you're not sure what I'm doing, my cargo scoop is like a door on the bottom of my ship that's wide open now at the moment. And that little blue box on the bottom, sort of halfway across, bottom left-hand side, you see that little blue box? That's basically the targeting site for my cargo scoop. And the little blue blob in the middle, little outline blob that gets bigger, that's the thing I'm trying to scoop up. I have to approach it slowly and get it in the middle of that to then get it into my cargo bay. It's like a little silly mini game. It's kind of fun. Let's see that. Where is it? It's there. So you have to lock on it and then navigate towards it, keeping it in the cargo scoop. Beckstorm is constructing, it says, my other Detolf shelf while watching. Detolf, even, not Detolf. It says in the blurb for Detolf that you're supposed to have 2 people to make it, but you know what? You can do it on your own. It's not easy. It's a bit of a pain. But you can do it. Right, that's all the cargo sorted out. Cargo scoop back up. Go back into super cruise. Super cruise. Anyway. So I want to go to Dimmery Prospect now. So anyway, I hope everybody's well. Hope you're all good and well and having a good lead up to Christmas. I know some of you are still working, but hopefully you've all either you're on holiday now, you've got time off for Christy Mars, or you're expecting some good time off. Either way, hopefully it's soon. But what you're planning for the holidays? What have you all got planned for the next week or 2? We've got nothing really planned. We're just carrying on as normal. Christmas Day is obviously Wednesday, I think. Is it Wednesday? It's just me and Mama Fox Christmas Day, and then I think my brother and my nephews, my sister-in-law are coming on, I think, next Saturday. I think. So there won't be one of these next Saturday because I'll have nephews and family crawling all over the place. But other than that, no Christmas, nothing special happening over Christmas that I'm aware of. Although I have just realised, because today is the 21st, I must very quickly, while I'm approaching the space station, send my friend a happy birthday message, because it's her birthday today. And I've just remembered. And Lucy, if you're watching this, I know you won't be, but if you're watching this, I remembered by myself. I didn't remember. Let me just drop my speed down so I can do this. I remembered by myself. I didn't remember by Facebook. Happy birthday. Oops. They were all the wrong spellings. Oh dear me. They weren't even words. Happy birth. Oh God. I can't type on an iPhone. Birthday. You old trout. Trout. Lots of hooks. There you go. And I'll send a second one that says, I'm just sending a text message to her, and I remembered this in my own brain. I know this is exciting. I'm sending a text message live on the stream where you can't see anything. Remember this in my own brain. Not not through Facebook. Lol. There you go. Happy birthday, Lucy, if you're watching. She won't be. She won't be watching. Diddly-doo. I've been off from last Monday, working 26th, 28th, and then off till the 6th of January. Good time to start on a new kit. Aye. Schoolfish says to George, Fox is floating about the place. Yes, you're joining me. Welcome. Look at that. That is lovely. Look at that. That is lovely, lovely, lovely. I may have to take a photo, Giraffe. Just give me a second. I want to take a picturian of that. Let's take a photo. Oh, I can't. I can't take a photograph because for some reason when I take a photograph it doesn't upload it to... Oh. It doesn't load it to... Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to try anyway. I tried... Because I'm signed in as Guru Fox, it uploads it to the Guru Fox 1 drive, but that doesn't seem to exist. Oh well. Let's give it a go. It's a nice picture. Come out of Super Cruise. Let's go into... Camera suite. There's my little spud. My little spud. Look at that. Isn't she adorable? Whoop. Hello, little spaceship. It's not big. I mean, you can see. Let's just. I've got to figure out my controls now. Hang on. It's not a big ship. I mean, it's not small. If it was, it's the size of it's bigger than your house, but it's also not that big. You can see if I zoom in a bit. There's me sat in there with my helmet, with my space helmet on. You don't see my face, unfortunately. Never mind. So yeah, it's not a big ship. Anyway, we weren't here to look at the ship. We're here to look at this. Take a photo, Giraffe. I think that's a nice composition. Let's move back a little bit. Let's just get that there. I think I tell you what I actually use to get the balance right, to make sure I'm in the middle. I get the Samsung badge that's in the middle of my monitor, my telly screen, lined up with the center of the planet. That's how I know the planet's actually in the middle. So that's a big gas giant. Let's take a photo, Giraffe. There we go. Done. So that's rather nice. So we'll come out of there. We'll crack on. Hey Zadster. Zadster says the reliant Robin of spaceships. It's a widge, says Skullfish. I was actually going to call it Squidgy Widge, but I decided to call it Squidgy Blip instead. I should have just called it Squidgy Widge. I should have just, I should have done that, shouldn't I? Looks like a wedge. Says Eon's car. Welcome, Eon's car. So we'll go and drop off. Tell you what we'll do. Tell you what I'll do as well is I will use some of my newfound probes. Can we scan the probe? I mean, scan the ring even. Yes. Now I'm not going to bother doing a full massive scan of this because it takes 18 probes and I can't be bothered. And somebody's remapped it first anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just want to make sure everything worked. Where is it going? Space station, yes. Heading for Dimmery Prospect. What's all this space shenanigans, says Dave at Butch That Model. Welcome, Dave. Welcome to Elite Dangerous. This will be my Saturday afternoon streaming habit now for the next 5 years. Ooh, what's that? Signal source right on the other side of the moon. Let's find what this is. Let's check out what this is first. Now, there's no point me landing on the planet there, on the moon, because I don't have the SRV vehicle or the vehicle hangar to do landings on planets. I've got one, I just haven't got it in this ship at the moment because I wanted my jump range to be increased. So, but when I go exploring, I will have. When I go, need to find materials. Wow, this is quite low. I'm actually within the orbit of the planet there. Let's see what this is first. This will just be more materials, but it's unusual to see them so close to a planet or a body. Another habit, I'm sure you already have enough of them, says Dave. Yes. That's what we've got here. Okay, there's no other ships, it's just materials. Let's pop open the pooper scooper. Let's scooper some poopers, shall we? Oh, I can't boost because I think I've gone too far away. Whoa, what happened there? What? I think I just glitched out there for some reason. That was weird. Instantaneously travel 500 meters in the wrong direction somehow. Pooper scooper! Oh, there we go, just about. I thought I was going to miss that then. I'm getting also a contact warning here because we're about to crash into something, I think. I don't quite know what. But is this one? This one is here? Ja, das ist richtig. Komm du Papa. Yes, excellent. Only a few more. And we'll crack on and get landed. Not too far away from me to see. Yeah, so the first rule of cargo scooping club, of wreckage scooping is, I didn't do it here, but either get your weapons out straight away or check to see if there's anybody else here, because pirates will often hang around these kind of wrecked ships, knowing that somebody's going to come along and want to pooper scooper all the bits of lovely cargoes and materials and resources. And when you first drop out of like super crews, you're really quite vulnerable because you can't get away. If you've got a little feeble ship like this, and I jump out, I come out of super crews, and there's a pirate ship there, it's going to take me a good 10-15 seconds to be able to go back into super crews again to jump out. And if they've got decent weapons and I've got a little crappy ship like this, I'm just toast. So this is actually quite a risky prospect. I need to...
Ready to engage.
Come on, engage. Engage! Right, where's my little... Where am I going? I'm going to Dimmery Prospect, there we go. There it is. Yeah, so like kind of cargo scoop, you'll see like a risk factor or threat level. I'm quite usually fairly safe if I go for threat level 0, but anything over that and I'm really asking for trouble. Because if this little ship, I can't give it super duper shields without a lot of engineering, and even then they won't be super duper. And I can't give it super duper big fat weapons. Zasta says if you can get your jump range to 15 or so, there are systems you can ping pong between with data. That's what I'm counting on at the moment. Is I've got jump range of about 12.5 at the minute, but hopefully eventually with engineering and lots of other upgrades, I want to get my jump range to about 20, because then I can start doing proper explorations. Because I'll have to do a load of engineering, fetch quests and nonsense, so all that's got to happen first. But yes, I will be depending a lot on like data courier missions.
Docking request granted.
Because courier missions for data, because it's only got a little teeny tiny cargo bay on this ship, there's not really a lot of very profitable cargo missions I can do because I can't carry that much cargo. But courier missions have no cargo weight, it's just data, so I can get loads of those and earn little, not massive amounts, I can earn little bits, and I can do some passenger missions, but not big ones. And I've not got a lot of defences if it all goes wrong. But remember, the whole point of this streaming series will be to just stick with this specific ship, this Sidewinder. I can't go for anything bigger. I can't swap it out for something more powerful or faster. I've got to work with them. It's just a challenge because I'm playing the other game in my big crate Mark II and I'm exploring and it's fun and it's nice and chill out. But I need a bit of a challenge. And doing everything in the starter ship is challenging. Because literally the only thing this ship does better than any other ship in the game is its manoeuvrability. Because it's so small and light that it's got the best sort of on-the-nose manoeuvrability of any ship in the game. I think, if I remember rightly. It's like the most manoeuvrable. So although you can't fight well and you can't defend yourself well, you can outmaneuver lots of ships. You know, if I did get into a fight, I'd be able to like keep myself in such a tight little turning circle that I could stay out the range of fire for some people. What? Is that like a bit of my ship on the floor there in front of the... I can't quite tell. Did a bit of my ship come off? No, hull's at 100. That's weird. Also, my goal is to get myself to elite level exploration. I won't get to trade or combat at elite level because I won't be doing a lot of that. But exploration, explorer, yes, I'm aimless at the minute. I will get that to elite. And if you didn't see at the start, my pilot is Kelly Grocott from ELO, and he's obviously from Birmingham, as you can tell. He's white Birmingham. Let's go inside. We might change the name of the ship. I don't know. Let's have a think. Let's get in here first. The pilot seems to be Phil Lynott. I don't know who that is. I was so close yet so far. Yeah, it's Kelly Grocott from 1970s ELO. Stewpot says, I also built my money up doing a long haul passengers, but you need to find the right place, and I was doing it for a week or so. In my first playthrough, when I had the Cobra and then the Asp Explorer, I made an absolute fortune in passenger missions. But those had the armaments and the power enough that I could actually fend off attackers. Because if you take passengers, you get attacked. But I was well able to defend myself in the Cobra and the Asp Explorer when I was getting attacked, so I could do lots of passenger missions. But when I got with this, I've got two little tiny laser turrets. It's not going to do a lot of damage. I've not got a lot of defense or offense capabilities, so it's going to change. There's a lot of things I could probably do, but it's going to be very risky. Now, while I'm in civilized space, it's not a problem if I go out and try and shoot some dudes and get blown up, because I rematerialize at the nearest space station with a brand new ship. I just get it replaced. If I'm out 1 billion light years away from any space station and I get blown up, I'm going back 1 billion light years. I could lose months of data and months of exploration, and I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So I'll probably take some risks while we're out here, while we've got lots of space stations. Refuel everything. I'll just top up my paintwork. May as well stick with the default. Keep the default paint job looking good for now. I need to cash that in. Right, now what I'll do is I will oh, I can't do livery. Gosh darn it. I was going to change my ship name, but I can't do it here, can I? Spoons. Absolute spoons. Right, let's have a look at the old... What I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at, I don't know. The old galaxy map. This is all the sort of safe area where you start out, but the little symbol just means it's the safe learners area. I need to get out of that. I need to get somewhere interesting. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the... I need to stay in Federation if I can. Where am I at the minute? I mean, I don't even know what... Okay, so I want to see. Show me Federation only. Because I want to get my Federation rank up so I can get to a Sol permit. I could go somewhere else if I needed to, but... okay, I'm fairly safe anyway. Let's just not worry about that. What I need to do is I need to... I need to go to... What am I looking for now? Star class, there we go. Now, because I've got a tiny fuel tank, it only carries 2 tons of fuel, that's literally about 2 jumps. That's about 2 jumps, 2 hyperspace jumps. And the real risk I've got is, if I jump once and then jump again, and the system I jump to has not got a scoopable star where I can refuel, I might be completely screwed and have to call the fuel rats and get them to come out and pick me up and give me some fuel. Which would be cool to do it live on a stream, but I'm going to play it safe by going for the moment, just doing scoopable stars. And if you want to know what the thing is, if you want to remember which stars are scoopable, let me just uncheck everything. Scoopable stars are stars where you can refuel. The way to remember is K, G, B, foams, F-O-A, KGB foam. That's how you know which stars you can. It's KGB foam. It's how you know which stars are scoopable. If you've got a tiny little ship like me where you have to make sure you're not going to do 2 jumps and have no fuel left, you kind of need that. If I had a bigger ship with a bigger fuel tank, I probably wouldn't worry so much. And when I go exploring out into the outside space, like, you know, in the real wilds of space, I'll add some other star types because I want to get some other stars in there as well, and I'll take more risks. But right now I will stick to KGB foam stars. It does mean, unfortunately, they're kind of boring, so I'm going to add in some non-sequence stars, which might give me the occasional neutron star or black hole. Although we're in charted space, there's going to be nothing interesting here anyway, and if there is, everybody's already seen it. We'll go for white. No, we can't fuel at those. Wolf Rayettes, because they're quite rare as well. So yes, we might with non-sequence, it means we might find the occasional white dwarf, neutron star or black hole. But many of these might be quite boring. Anyway, let's find out where we are. So I think what we'll do is I'm gonna find somewhere now, somewhere that I know exists. So here's a question for everybody, right? To choose our first proper destination, that we will have a route, and we'll try and do trading as we go. Our first proper destination, your choice is Star Trek or Carl Sagan. I'll give you a few moments to choose in the chat. In the chat, tell me Star Trek or Carl Sagan. Which one do you want me to choose? Gross model says Lave. Later more D, says Dave at Butcher That Model. I don't know what that means. I knew a young lady from Morecambe years ago nicknamed 2 Jumps, but that's a story for another day. George says, I am super far out in spaces between I get to tag all the systems with my gamer tag, says George. Yes. That's the thing with the galaxy map. Oh, well, let me go back into it. With the galaxy map, if I jump to a system now, if I just go to the actual realistic map, if I jump to a system now, I'm not going to find anything that's not already been discovered. So I'll get some money for mapping them, but I won't get a lot. However, if I then go out into the galaxy, like the bubble itself, if you want to see where the civilized inhabited space is, this area here, this is kind of inhabited space. And there's another bit over here somewhere, because there's Colonia over here. There's a few little bits here and there. But in reality, actual populated space with space stations is kind of this area here. Everything else is kind of you're on your own. Now, in my other playthrough, I am actually over here somewhere. I'm kind of over here somewhere. In, what's this? This Hawking's Gap, I think, isn't it? This is... Yeah, Hawking's Gap. I think I'm over here somewhere, heading up towards No, I'm actually over here. I think I'm here. I think I'm in the... No, I'm not. I'm around about... Yeah, I'm here somewhere in my other game. So if I go out here, the chances are when I come across a star and I get there and I scan it, nobody's going to have been there before. And I'll get my name in the game on that star if I map it. So, for example, if I go and find a random star, I can't look at the system map because I've not been there yet. But if I was to go in there, it will probably have nobody's name. Whereas, if I go into a system that's been well travelled, like in inhabited space, say up here, chances are if I go to somewhere here, find a star at random, that one, I still can't check the map. Okay, I can't. Let's go to one I've been to, like Dromi. If I go to this one, for example, I've been there, so I can show you. If you hover over it, it says first mapped by Arthur Ward and Cora Romus. Now that might well be. These are all first mapped by. You can first discover, which is if you first to like quickly scan it, and first mapped means you've actually gone and probed the planet. So this is whoever Cora Romus is. Assuming it's a real gamer tag and not just made up because this is a pre-made system, that person will forever have their name associated with that planet, and nobody will get. You get an extra bonus if you're the first to discover it. You get this big payout, so it's worth going into uncharted space if you want to make your money by simply, exploring. You want to go the less well-tread path where you can get first mapped by credits and first discovered by credits because you get a lot more money. And I've probably got a good, I would say, several thousand systems where it will say first mapped by Dog Sounds. But the problem is I'm way out in space and it's going to be months before I get to a space station. And if I get destroyed before I get to a space station, all that data I've accumulated, all the maps I've done of planets will all be lost and I won't get that credit. So that's why it's risky in this little tiny ship. If I go out into space and I map 1,000 planets and then I crash on the way back and I get destroyed, those 1,000 planets that I mapped, gone. All those months of work is gone and I will never get the credit for that. So it's like a bragging thing. It's like getting your name in the game, basically. Right, what did people say? We've got Star Trek. Zadster LSU says Trek TOS or TNG, so I'll just say Star Trek. Star Trek, Trek, Star Trek, Star Sagan, shut up. Michael Doherty. Okay, so you're all saying Star Trek. Getting far out is going to be tricky with a small fuel tank, says Asdi. Yep, it is. Well, it's not. It's not going to be tricky because when I'm out exploring now, even in my big crate with its massive fuel tank, I refuel at every star, just out of habit. So refueling every time I enter a system is not a problem. It's just limiting myself to systems where I can scoop. And it's when you get to the less dense parts of the spiral arms where they're a bit cloudier and fluffier. Yeah, that's where it's going to get tricky. One person said Carl Sagan. George, you're the coolest of all the people in the chat, but everybody said Star Trek, so oh well, never mind. How can you say civilized space if we ever get to space we'll be the scum of the universe? When you look at what we have done to ourselves over the last 4,000 years, what would we be like in space? And Skullfish says Dave, and Skullfish says 4,000 years is nothing. When I say civilized space, I mean there's space stations, because once you get out of the bubble, there's nothing. There's just planets, moons, stars, occasionally aliens, but pretty much nothing. I've been out in space for about a year and a half and I've come across 3 moons in the middle of nowhere with life pods on them, like jettisoned life pods that I could have picked up. Other than that, nothing. And very occasionally in a nebula, it's not even a word, nebula, in a nebula you might have an asteroid with a base in it, but that's the best chance you've got of finding somewhere. Out in space there's nothing. So yeah, anyway, Chris says this is set 1,000 years in the future. Yes, it's 3305 is the current year. Oh, it says at the top there, 1633.57, the 21st of December, 3305. Right, swig of coffee. So you've all said Star Trek because you're all boring. Oh well. So our first ever waypoint we shall do is I hope you do tell me. I hope you can actually see the keyboard on screen, because sometimes the Xbox doesn't let you see the keyboard. Because yes, Wolf 359 is an actual real star. It actually exists in real life. We are going to... we're going to bookmark it. We're going to plot the route. Oh, it's not that far away. Oh, yes, it is that far away. Oh, it's not that far away. Oh, it's quite... That was boring. It's close, that. We are going to edit that. Oh, we don't need to edit that. That's fine. We'll just leave it there. So that's... I thought that'd be like a big, massive, long journey across the... It's not that. It's like 5 or 6 jumps. Oh, well, never mind. Let's have a look. We've got 10 jumps. That's not so bad. So let's have a look. Now I can't see what the next... Let's go and see what the next jump is, because I'll see what we've got we can take with us to do some business as we go. So I want to go back to the galaxy map. Wolf 359 seems appropriate. Yeah, that's why I asked Star Trek. Right, so we are here. We're at Dromi. The next one is Holatia. Holatia is the next jump, and then we have... Next up we have... where's next after that? Then we have Arima. Holatia, Arima, and 3583. I'm not going to remember LHS 3583. So Holatia, Arima, and 3583. So let's see what he's got. Let's see what this man has in his things to do. Let's have a look. Probably have nothing. You watch, we'll get all the way there and I'll have picked up no bounties or anything because there'll be nothing to do. I'm not at the point of doing passengers and stuff yet. No, they're all going to be in the safe starter area, aren't they? Tell you what, let's just go. Let's just go. We'll do some scans and stuff. Right now I'm in the starter area, which is, you can see the little symbols over the stars. It's the safe zone where it's your own instance, and you're not in. If you're playing in open, you wouldn't see other people. But I think it also means that all the missions from the space stations will be just within the systems, within the little safe zone, and nothing exciting. So we will we'll get our way out of the little safe zone, and then we'll see what we can pick up from some of the space stations. Oh, I'm still mass locked. Come on, speed! There we go. Speed. Let's see where this goes. 10 jumps. That's not so bad. I forgot to see what kind of star this was. Oh well. Let's see what the chat's doing. Quanaman says, guess I'll have to send back my space monkey then. Gross models. Spell space monkey. Oh, I can't scoop that. Can I? What is it? Wait a minute. Hang on. What route is it plotted for me here? What stars is it included? There. Let's reset the... There we go. Right, we'll tweak the route a bit so it's routing it round the stars. I can actually... It put me to a T-Tauri star, which I can't scoop. Yay. So that was no use. If you see all these little coloured lines on the map, this is resource trading. So these are like different resources that go backwards and forwards between each other. I've never quite figured out that. I've never really done much of the trading. I know Paul and Chris have done it quite a bit. So let's have a look. Let's start earning some astronomical data. So we've already got a system map because it's already been discovered by Mr. Lister and mapped by Nobloni. So there's not a lot of money to be made here. But what I can do here, I will quickly do it now, is if I go back to this. Remember this that we had earlier on? Let me go back to it. If I come to this one and hit F5 to refresh, it might take a minute. I'll just get rid of the toolbar. Might take a minute, But what it's going to do, this is just a map that shows, this is taken, the EDSM is the Elite Dangerous Star map. It links in with your either Xbox or PlayStation 4 account, or if you're on PC, you can actually transfer data from your PC logbook directly into this. But on consoles, you can't do that, so it has this thing called the updater, which is like it updates itself every minute with the data from your Xbox or PlayStation account. And it maps where you are, and it maps down all the bits and bobs. So it's not been updated for a little bit, so I'll just give it a second to refresh. Have a swig of me tea. What's chat saying? Dave's singing stuff that I can't sing for copyright. I'll read it out. He says, there's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. Scrape them off, Jim. Now I've got an earworm. And then Eon's car says, Flame, now that song is in my head. George Gabriel says, aliens. Right. So this is updating with all my flight data since we started earlier on. And it's not updated yet. Okay, so carrying 111 materials, you can see there. This tells me, since I last docked, how much the estimated value of the planets that I've scanned is. Not much yet, because I've not done anything yet. Okay, so no useful information in there at all. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 minutes. I need to go and, what I would do is I would come in here and see if any planets were terraformable, or Earth-likes, or water worlds. But it's a bit behind at the minute, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back out of there. Let me go back into this thing here. Just turn that off again. So what I'll have to do for the moment, unfortunately I'm a bit limited because of the screens I've got, so you guys can see what's going on and I can see what's going on. Yeah, it's a bit limiting. So I'll have to just use the menu here, and I'm just going to quickly check something. There we go. Where are we? So we have... there's nothing I can get first discovery on here, but I can certainly see if there's anything interesting that would be worth scanning just for the little bit. Now these all look like, just from experience, these are all icy bodies, basically, or not interesting at all because it's a T.Flight star. There's going to be nothing worth scanning there at all. However, there is a base on all 3 of these planets. Oh, cool. So you've got 3 planets. Oops. You've got 3 planets with 3 bases on them, with a base on each one. Okay. Well, what I'll do the nav beacon anyway. Let's just pick out the nav beacon. Nav beacon. Oh, it says unexplored on there, but that doesn't mean it's not explored. It means I've not explored. It's unexplored to me. So we'll get some system information. I think even in these, because a lot of these systems are going to be already mapped by people, there's no point me trying to like pick up any wonderful mapping information. It's not going to happen until we go out into deep space in a few months from now, but I may as well start probing and scanning into interesting planets just to make a little bit of money. I'm not going to get the big bucks because I don't get the first map to buy, but it's still money for me. So I'll see what the nav beacon's got, and then we'll... I don't think there's going to be much here of any value there, because they are, as I say, it's T.Flight, they're all going to be icy bodies. Or there's no going to be any terrestrial type planets, I don't think. Powering to shields for obvious reasons. Scan the nav beacon. Right, so what we've got here, let's just do a couple of ship scans. While we're here, may as well. Now listen carefully when I do these ship scans at the little sort of twiddly ding-a-ding noises that the scanning makes, because every time I go to my local Tesco's, all the hand scanners that everybody walks around me, to scan the stuff as you shop, makes the same noise, and it does me head in. Where's this? I'm not looking the right way, am I? Where's that federal dropship? I've lost it. There it is. So listen to the little twinkly noises. Hang on. They're very quiet. But if you're in the UK, I challenge you, next time you go to a Tesco and you see the old scan your stuff yourself thing, just listen for the noise it makes. It's that every time. And every time I walk past somebody doing it, I'm like, oh, I've just been scanned. Them little twiddly noises, that's what it is. Every time. Every time. It's quite bizarre. It just triggers every... Oh, hello. He's right in front of me. Do. Now, you might see on some of those it says in wing. You can actually form wings. All these people here are NPCs. There's nobody else playing in this. I'm playing solo at the minute, or in a private group. Let's just go into Super Cruise and we'll have a look at the system map. Yeah, so you can actually sort out a wing which is you and your buddies. Which is kind of cool. Right, so I'll look at the system map then. Any more information that's picked up? Ice World. Ice World. Ice World. Ice. Yeah, they're all icy bodies. T-Tauri stars very rarely have anything interesting. I like the fact there's like bases on these. But the fact that they're not labelled as a like something I can necessarily go to might suggest it's not somewhere I want to actually go, because it could be a defended place. Oh no, docking, contacts, refuel, repair, restock, outfitting, crew lounge, auto tuning, power contacts, search and rescue services, and missions. Can I change my ship name there? Right, we're going to go to this because I want to change my ship name. Let's go and land on an icy body. Let's go to Popper Keep first of all. Security. He used the T word again. What? T-Tauri? What? Mild Star Trek fact files have a galaxy map that shows the territories and relevant homeworlds of the different races of Star Trek. I spent ages going to look at the nearest thing to the homeworlds. Says Quantum Man. Yeah, the first thing I did when I started playing this game was to look for places that I actually know exist in real life, and like fictitious places. So there is Vulcan is in there if you find it. There is a space station called Nimoy Station, which was put into the game just after he passed away. David Butch, that model says no Tesco. Oh, that's the T word. Yeah. Well, I don't know what other stores have for the little hand scanner noises. When I say the little hand scanner, it's when you walk in and you get that little phaser-like thing so you can scan the items as you're going around the store. That's the thing, the little noise. Next time you go into the tea shop that day, I can't mention because Dave will pop a clog. Next time you go into the tea store, just go and listen to people with the hand scanner. Oh, it's behind the planets on the other side. God damn it. It's round the back somewhere. Oh, it's on the night side. Oh. Popper Keep. I like the name. There we go. Let's go land in a dark place. Oh, I don't like landing in dark places. Not in my tiny little ship of happiness and very fragile fragilities. So what we'll do first though. While I'm here, I may as well get back into the habit. Probe it. Ready? Probe! 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 Yes! Probe the crap out of this place. Probing now, sir.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Notable signals, human 1. There you go. So let's just I don't know if this is going to be a friendly place or a not friendly place. I'm guessing a friendly place, but just on the off chance they've got defences, I'm going into combat mode, just in case. I won't last more than 10 seconds, but no, it's not worth it. Wait a minute. Hang on. It's not even... Oh.
Orbital flight engaged.
It wasn't even locked on the right thing. I'm looking at the wrong damn thing. Where's Papa Keep gone? Right, I have to go back up into space again now. Gosh darn it. Ugh. It unlocked Papa Keep and was sending me towards a different star. Right. Right, let's just turn back around again. Right, where's Papa Keep? There it is. There it is. There she is. There she is. Doodle doo doodle doodle doo doo. Papa Keep. But
Flight engaged.
maybe they'll have a Tesco at Papa Keep. You never know. Sorry, Dave. I don't want to go in too steep because that can damage your ship, but I don't want to go in too shallow because it'll take me forever to get there. I'll end up like 500 kilometers from the place, 10 meters above the surface, and it'll take me a week to get there, so I need to kind of balance it a little bit. Also, let's pop on night vision so I can see. Now I never know with night vision. You don't know if it's on until you get down to the bottom. My other ship, the Crate, you can tell when it's on because you can see the size of your ship and they go green. But I've got no way to indicate whether my night vision's on down here. Also, I made a terrible mistake. I didn't check the gravity. Thankfully, it's only 0.2 of a normal gravity, but I should have checked that. Do we need night vision? Yeah.
Lacey, Golf, Uniform, Romeo. Beware. You are in Federation space, Commander. You may dock at this station once landing clearance is granted. Okay, Commander. Your assigned landing pad is number 03.
I guarantee I'll go the wrong direction now. I'll be facing the pad the wrong way. You always do. You always end up facing the wrong way. It's always the way. So on pad 3. Yes, we're facing the wrong way. Right?
Warning, Commander. Speed restrictions are in place at this facility.
There's pad 3, and I'm facing the wrong way. Let's just do a flyby. Ugh, speed restrictions. Make an exciting landing not exciting. You realise that, don't you, Federation landing dude? I also always forget that I've got lateral thrust. I always forget that. I don't know why. It would make life a lot easier.
Sound detected.
Turn off the old night vision for impressive nighttime visuals. Yes. Oh, landing gear. That's a good idea. Oh, shit! Oh, there you go. There you go. That was me pressing boost instead of landing gear, like a spoon. Always, at least once you do that. Yeah, there's always one time you do that. Right, should we do all that again then? Yeah, I told you we'd do it at least once. God damn it. God damn it, that was annoying. It's because basically the way it's set on my HOTUS, and most people, if you press B, you boost. If you hold down B and then press another button, in my case it's down on the little hat button, that does landing gear. So you can see if I hold down B, I get the options there. Down on the hat is landing gear, up is cargo scoop. But if I just blip B, I'll just boost. And it's if you're not fast enough, or if you're too fast with the landing gear button and you take your thumb off the B button before you hit the down arrow or the down button, that's where it all goes a bit wrong. It's like where when you change your gear in your car, if you take your foot off the clutch too fast and you've not fully changed gear, it grinds. It's one of those things you kind of do it without thinking, so sometimes you don't get your thumb on the B button long enough and then you boost. So at least I didn't crash into anything in my very fragile Sidewinder of fragileness. There we go. The cool thing is, if we stayed here long enough, it would actually change to daytime, because of course,
Landing operation complete. Power down your engines.
because of course the body we're landing on is orbiting around the star, and the star is giving off light, and the planet itself, this object, is orbiting around and spinning. So eventually, it would return to the day side. Eon's car says, "Space station dude, you can only go this fast." I assume the next thing will be Fox hits boost. Yeah. Right, I just need to clean my glasses. I've got some reason I've got a thumbprint on my glasses. Don't quite know how I did that. Oh no, got a bigger thumbprint now. Awesome. Hang on. Dave says, "She who farts in bed is playing a game on her phone and the voiceover man is the same bloke as the self-scans in Poundland. More disturbing when you're laying in bed. Cashier number 4, please. Cashier number 5, please." Okay, folks, I'm out to have to head to GWW. Take care, George. I know you've already gone. I will get all your bits ordered later on. Yes, I do that too, says Adster. It's fun in asteroid fields. It's even more fun when you're in a space station. You've gone through the mail slot and you hit boost and you're like, oh, no. In this ship, you can kind of stop quick enough, but in a bigger ship, yeah. Right, so let's have a look at Starport Services. You now have to pay 10,000 credits for the speeding ticket. You do get speeding fines. You do get fines, and you have to pay them when you go in. There'll be some places where you go into the space station because you've done speeding or something else. You've done something wrong. If you crash in the mail slot, when you land, they give you restricted access, so you can land your ship, but you can't access Starport Services until you pay a fine. So it's like, yeah, it does happen. It does happen. Right, what have I come here for? Oh yeah. Do. I do. Is this where I changed my ship name? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it is. Right, so at the moment we're called the Squishy Blip. So, I think it's only fair, because somebody suggested it, and it does seem fair. Oh, that's wrong. Change it to the Squishy Widge. Unless anybody has a better name. Squishy Widge. I think we'll stick with Squishy Widge. Are we happy with Squishy Widge? It will forever be known as the good ship Squishy Widge. Unless we change it. So do let me know. I'll come out of here, but I can always come back in. Let me know if you're happy with that or you want to change it. Notice my ship ID, of course, is AR5E. The interesting thing is, this is so cool. If I come over to where's it gone? If I go over to this, to the EDSM, and I'll show it to you. Hang on. Do. If I show you the EDSM again, if I go to my account, my profile. If I go to my profile, it says there, Commander name Guru Fox, that's my Guru Fox. The ship name Squishy Blip, because it hasn't updated yet. And that's normally where the registry goes. But because it's AR5E, which obviously makes a slightly rude word, it filters it out. How cool is that? Also, I've not updated my Commander picture yet, so yeah. Let's go back to the dashboard, to the console updater. If you do play this game, whether you're on PC or console or wherever you are, I do recommend this, the Elite Dangerous Star Map. Link it to your Frontier Store account, which you'll need to play the game anyway. And you can use it. It's a great resource. You can look at your tools, your equipment, you can look at the map, you can plan voyages, all kinds of things. Anyway, let's come out from that. Press that and that and that and that. So you're back in the room. 3, 2, 1, back in the room. There we go. Squishy Widge, that's awesome, says Quano Man. Widge, says Skullfish. Change it to Calamity Widge, says Dave. I don't know, Squishy Widge is more fun to say. Squishy Widge. Squishy Widge! And I won't say the registry name out because that's like, yeah, this is what was frustrating me when I first got this game. Before they had the new currency system, some of these paint jobs were free, and you could just do them at the top of your. Now you've got to pay for them. Now I've got 585 arcs, and the paint jobs are 820. However, what I might do is I can do nameplates and ID. Let's have a look. I might be able to afford some of these now. How much are these? 2,250 arcs. Oh, you can't buy them individually. You've got to buy them in packs. Oh. Do you know? I've got to buy a pack of decals. I only want the nameplate. I don't want like 500 things in a pack. I don't want. Oh, nameplate. Oh, we can do it. Can we do it this way? No. Ship ID 1. No. I've got to buy a pack of 9, which is 2,500 arcs. I've got 589 arcs. So I just say arcs to that. We can get a paint job. Should we just treat ourselves to a paint job? Yeah, why not? Treat ourselves to a paint job. Might not be able to afford anything else for a long time, but let's see what we've got. Oh dear God in heaven, what is that? Let's see what we've got. Oh, I can't afford any of those. Okay, I can afford that one. What have we got? 2. I can afford none of them. Oh, I can't afford any of them. Oh, in fact, case let's not bother. Oh well. We'll wait till we've got. Oh, and yes, we can. Oh, I see. Here we go. It's got name ascending or descending, but not value. How about the cheap ass ones? I want the cheap ass ones. Here we go. Right, yellow, orange, purple. These are kind of boring. Red. Dad will like that one. Dad woke up when I said red then. Blue. Dad doesn't like that one. Tactical white. Graphite. Ooh. Tactical khaki. Tactical olive. Crimson. Cobalt. Shadow. They're all a bit meh, aren't they? All the ones I can afford. I don't want to put money into this game. I can see myself putting money into this game somewhere down the line, though. You just know it's going to happen. Yeah, can't afford that one yet. Well, the thing is, at the moment, if you do have this game, by the way, there is a thing at the moment where if you log in each day up between now and Christmas Day, you will receive arcs, the in-game currency, and it's going up each day. So it started off with 50, then 100, then 150, then 200. Today was about 300, I think. So if you do have this game, just log in each day. Just log in. You don't have to play the game. Just log in, go to your ship, start the game, and you'll get the little message on your dashboard saying you've got some free arcs. The ultramarine one, says Dave, but I instantly ignored that, so I filtered that comment out. You mean that nonsense? Denied. Instant denied. We don't do ultramarine colours. We'll leave it as it is for now. It's fine. It's just that one. What else can I get? Can I get anything that doesn't involve buying a pack of 32? Can I buy like a spoiler? Hello, Mama Fox. The entire internet. The entire internet. Wow. If you want to buy the Sidewinder kit, out of which you'll need about 3 parts you'll use, you have to pay 13,000 arcs. You can earn a maximum of 400 arcs a month. Yeah, it's cosmetics only, and I don't begrudge them for doing it, you know. I understand that, you know, games need to have a source of income. And people are playing this game like for years and years. They've got to keep the game going for years and years and years with a paid update maybe once every couple of years. They've got to get their income somehow, and it is purely cosmetic. But man, they could give you some free stuff. Never mind. Tactically ignored there, says Skullfish. Yeah, there was a tactical ignoring there at that point. Yeah. Yeah. Although, having said that, can I afford a... I won't be able to... No, I won't be able to... I've got... No. I was wondering if I could afford one of the Kovas voices, but they're all going to be like... thousands of... Yeah, I can't afford any of those. Can't afford any of those.
Commander. Greetings, Commander. Greetings, Commander. This is Leo, your cockpit voice assistant, or Kovas. Installed to provide systems...
You may recognise this as the guy that played Holly in Red Dwarf.
I am issued as standard...
It's a really good voice for your Kovas, apart from he speaks too quietly. Especially when you're doing a system scan, you can't hear him. So I had it for a while, but I turned him back off because you can't hear it. But he's like, frame shift drive, charging. Fuel scooping, complete. Oh well, we won't buy anything then, never mind. Let's have a look. My friend Lucy, who I sent a text message to earlier on, says she sent a text back saying, "Cheers, Spud, not being called an old trout for ages." Well, that's what Fox is for, you see. To make the past come to life. So basically, you can't afford anything. Excellent. So what we'll do is we will see... right, where are we on our galaxy map, our route map? Chronoman says, if you make your Sidewinder red, Dad may have a full-on joygasm all over the interwebs. It's not entirely impossible. Right, so the next steps we have are... so look, we have... Oops, not that one. It is that one. It can get a bit fiddly sometimes. No, I want that one. Go away. There we go. We have Pavonis and then Pavonis and Iman Kaber and Corsis Sector IRW C125. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that. So, Iman Kaber and Pavonis. C125. Iman Kaber and Pavonis. Remember Kaber and Pavonis. They won't have any missions there, but it's worth a try. Kaber. I said a great big Kaber. Kaber and Pavonis. Let's have a look and see. Nope, 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 nothing. Nope. Try the next person. Come on, somebody give me something for one of those. Do 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 do. Nothing. Nothing. You're all useless to me. You're dead to me. You're all useless. I don't know. No use to me at all there, were you? Oh, I've got more. Hang on. And they're all search and destroy anyway, so that's no use to me. Assassinate. Assassinate. No. Oh, there we go. What have we got? Urgent kill order for known terrorist. Dan Green. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill anybody. Not really something I'm going to be able to do, is it? Can't do those. Iman Kaber. Interact with the hub access terminal data link. Is that going to be illegal? Maybe considered illegal. Yes, I can't defend myself. Not going to happen. Oh well, that was bugger all then, wasn't it? Never mind. Right, to the next location. Let's go and find out where the next one is. Launch. Filter by transport mission, says Adster. That would be fine if I actually had a passenger module and if I had the defense ability to defend myself when people tried to stop me because I had passengers. I know that's where the money is, but... But I've got two farty little pea shooter lasers and I've got the shield made of cardboard. It's basically an Imperial Guard shield. I'm basically an Imperial Guardsman in spaceship form. It ain't gonna happen. Let's just get to this one. Let's get out of here. Let's just get to frame shift first one. Take that off. Yeah, so that's why the moment, I'm not equipped for passenger missions. I could quite easily afford a passenger module and slot it in now because I've got the space, but it would drop my jump range, but also I haven't got the weapons to defend. That's where it puts data missions in transport filter, just filters out kill missions. Oh, okay. I was just going for credits, to be honest. I see what you mean now. I understand. I retract all the things I just said with my mouth. All the things. Right, can we press the button yet? Right, there we go. Right, where is Pavonis? Are we not even above the planet yet, are we? We're still in atmospheric flight type mode. There we go. Now if I go up now, I'm going to get a face full of planet. No, excellent. I might get a face full of planet there. To the next system. Let's see what's here. M-class red dwarf. Cool. Dad's a heretic, but I managed to sneak a pot of Macragge blue onto his paint rack when I spent the weekend there, says Dave. And Dad says, lol Dave, and then says caps lock, oops. You slipped a thing of Macragge blue. Damn, that's bad, man. It's not right, that. Scoop and honk. See how like my fuel tank was almost down to like a third off there? Because it's a tiny fuel tank. One jump. I probably get about 3 jumps at my current fuel tank. Whereas in my crate, it would take off 10% of my fuel stock. I think this would be a binary system and that's it. Yeah. Nothing to actually scan there, unfortunately. So on to the next one. Oh, actually, do we have a nav beacon? Hello, Mama Fox. Somebody said hello back to you, but I can't remember who it was.
Hello. You're rubbish.
What are we having for dinner?
Ribs.
Ribs? You want Chinese? Again, cool. That's Chinese 4 nights on the run. I like that.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
I had triangle.
Tough.
I don't know. I don't mind having triangle again.
I just fancy ribs.
Well, you would have had Chinese last night if you'd actually had any Chinese last night. I offered Chinese last night and you were like, no.
I didn't want them last night.
See, the internet, you offer Mama Fox Chinese and she says no. It's not the right answer.
Huh.
It's neither the right answer.
You're still rubbish. You can't steer.
I can steer much better than you can. Thank you very much, Mama Fox.
If somebody came up and said, "Hey, do you admit it?"
Did you just... Yeah, no. It would hit me first. Night. See? What other live streams can you watch where Mama Fox pops in and says hello? That's why you watch my content. That's why you like my live streams. Because it's silliness and Mama Fox. Everybody likes Mama Fox. Right, that's honk and scoop. Fuel scooping. So we'll just scoop around the star. When you're scooping like this, you can see the number going up there. You've got 2 readings to watch. The fuel is how much fuel is in your tank and how fast it's scooping. So the 0.00 seconds is tons per second. And the heat is the temperature, which if you look on my little circle radar thing in the bottom in the middle, it says 62, 59. That's also your temperature gauge. If it gets too hot, you start having damage. So you've got to basically, to refuel, you've got to skirt round the star, but not so close that you do massive loads of damage. You don't want to get too hot. And this ship, because it's so small, it's prone to getting too hot. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. No. Has been terraformed. Seems what's worth scanning, but I may as well. All that stuff's just rubbish. That's all icy bodies, don't care about any of that. I may as well do a bit of a system scan, I suppose. That's probably going to be a slight earth. Oh, it's an earth-like. Yeah, I may as well scan it and map it, because I'll get some money for it. There we go. In fact, I don't even know if it'll let me scan it. That's the point. Will it even let me scan it? What are these? Get them out of the way. Don't care about those. I may not be able to scan it because it's already been mapped and scanned, and there may be nothing here for me to actually scan, which means I'm not going to make a lot of money until I get out of the inhabited, populated areas. These are Earth-like worlds. It's not even going to let me scan them. I don't even know if I'm getting anything for this. I mean, I'm assuming this... I don't know if this is counting into my navigation data, which I then later on sell. I think I might just cut my losses and... what's this? Exclamation mark! Oh, it's a nav beacon. Okay. Well, we'll download the nav beacon. It's always worth a shot that way. Get a little bit of money that way. While we're in inhabited space, there's not really a lot of benefit to doing much exploration stuff. It's pronounced Echal Feature. What? Oh, I just remembered I have some leftover... Oh, hang on, I'm going to overshoot that. I wasn't paying attention. Leftover bamboo shoots and water chestnuts in the fridge, says Phil Lewis. Ooh. Just before I started the stream, we had Chinese for like a couple of nights on the row, and last night I was tired, so I just said to Mum, what should we have for dinner? And Mama Fox says, she wasn't really very hungry. So I said, well, I fancy Chinese. So I got myself some Chinese. Mama Fox had sandwiches later. But I was like, you sure you don't want like a soup or just a portion of ribs? No, don't want anything, don't want anything. But just before the show today, there was a portion of 4 triangle. So I had to, of course, eat triangle. It was most delicious. Fox, do you have a HOTAS connected to your Xbox? Yes, I have the Thrustmaster... what's it called now? The T-HOTAS 1... The Thrustmaster 1 T-HOTAS... The T1 HOTAS... There's only one HOTAS controller you can get for Xbox, and it's the Thrustmaster T-HOTAS 1 or T1 HOTAS or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It doesn't say it on it. But it's the only one you can get for Xbox that works. And I can't play this game without it. I've got to be honest with you. If you want to play Elite Dangerous and have the best time possible on console, or even on computer, I mean, on PC you can use the keyboard, but even then, if you want the most fun you can have, if you want to make your life as easy as possible, get yourself a HOTAS stick. HOTAS, HOTAS stick. It's basically a throttle and a stick control. It's like a joystick on one, and the other side is a throttle paddle. HOTAS means hand on throttle and stick. That's what HOTAS stands for. So your left hand is on the throttle slider, and your right hand is on the stick. But yeah, trust me, there's so many different controls that you really will benefit. For example, on your controller, if you're using a normal, say, Xbox controller, you can do pitch. You can do yaw. Roll. You can do yaw. So pitch is up and down. Roll is obviously roll left, roll right. You can do yaw, which is sort of on spot turn left and on spot turn right. And I think you can do up and down thrust, up thrust, down thrust. What you can't do is lateral thrust, which is left and right. I'm not turning. On the controller, if you normal controller, you have to have an alternative control scheme. So when you get to the point where you want to go into a mail slot, for example, or land, when I'm landing, I'm using roll, pitch, yaw. I'm using lateral and vertical thrust. On controller, you can't do that because you have to press a button to completely change. You have like 2 control schemes. It's like extended buttons. So you've got all your buttons and you press another button to go into the secondary control scheme where you've then got your lateral thrust. It's doable, but it's a pain in the butt. On HOTAS, all the buttons are there. I can do pitch, yaw, roll, lateral and vertical thrust all at the same time. No problem. It just gives you so much more freedom and flexibility. So I do recommend give it a try, because I know enough people who have tried this game out and said, I can't do it, I can't control it, I can't fly, I don't know what I'm doing, it's really hard. But then when they've then tried it with the HOTAS controller, they've gone, oh actually, you know what, it's mint now, I can do it. Like Paul, me, Chris and Paul, Team Inept. Paul was really struggling with controlling his ship until he got a HOTAS controller. And at that point, he's like, actually, it's a lot easier now. So yeah, if you do want to give it a try, it's not cheap. I mean, this one was like 75 quid, but you know, it's not cheap. But it's definitely worth it if you can, because it takes it from a game that's absolutely impossible to figure out how to control to a game that's actually quite intuitive and quite easy, especially for things like combat, where you want to be nimble and able to like turn on a dime and all that kind of stuff. Be interesting to see if any of these guys start fighting each other, because he's wanted and he's wanted. They're in a wing, so there's going to be a third ship that's in that wing that's also wanted. And there's a federal agent. I think he's going for them. I think he's going to have a go. I reckon he's going to start some tussage. Is he? Maybe. They're all going after them. Because the good thing is, if a fight starts, I could join in the fight at the very end of the fight by shooting at a weakened target, and I might just get away with it, but it's highly risky, because if I get shot, I'm toast. Now, I've not got any cargo, so I'm not at any major risk. They're all in a wing. He's in a wing, that's in the wing, and so that's a wing of 3. That's the third one in the wing there. See, they're deadly and dangerous, and I wouldn't stand a chance. But there's a couple of federal ships ghosting them. More federal security services. I think they're going to start attacking that. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool if we suddenly start a fight breaking out. Remember, these are all AI. They're not actual. They're all NPCs. But it does happen. Everybody's kind of converging on them. Look at them in a straight line. I don't think anything's going to happen, but it's possible. They're all kind of... I've never seen them all line up like that before. It's kind of weird. Interesting. Anyway, enough nonsense. What are we doing? Scan the nav beacon. Let's go to the next system. Oh, actually, I know what we can do. I know what we can do. Hang on. Let's find our nearest space port, because we may as well see if we've got any jobs from this place for the next place. I've got a little ship there whizzing along. Whee! We have... Let's have a look. Dobrovolsky Station. Dobrovolsky. Let's go to Dobrovolsky Station. In Dobrovolsky Station, ship lands you. Now, unfortunately, because I'm a tiny ship and I'm near a star, my frameshift drive's taking ages to charge up because of the mass of the star. And with little tiny ships, this is a problem. Fire photon torpedoes! You can get some cream from the chemist to rub on your HOTAS, says Dave. Order more triangle, says Candygram. There will be triangle ordered if I go to the Chinese again tonight. Just scan the big stuff, ignore the small rocky stuff, says Adster. Yeah, I'd just scan that asteroid cluster to get it out of the way. I was pretty certain it was an asteroid cluster, but I just kind of got it out of the way. You'll note on my filters, I have asteroid clusters unchecked because who cares? We'll check out this place and see what career jobs they've got. Hopefully what I'll do is I'll pick up career jobs that are for the next place along, and that's what I'm hoping to be able to do, is just pick jobs up for the next couple of stations ahead in the route, and that way make a little bit of money. We will be cruising in system for a while. Please feel free to take advantage of our in-flight entertainment, says somebody on a cruise ship. Where's that cruise ship? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Can I scan it? Yes. Where's the cruise ship? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Behind me. Again, I'm just scanning them so I can get resources for my engineers later on. And there's a search and rescue ship as well. Somebody I can scan. There it is. I may have scanned that. I've scanned that already. Anyway, let's carry on. Where are we going? To Dobrovolsky Station. Where ship lands you. Yeah. If you're wondering what all that is, by this is the comms channel where you can see in-system comms, like comms from people in the system that you're in. You get comms from, you can get inbox, which is in-game messages from the game or from your shipmates. You can also have, you can join another ship. You can do wing invites. So if Chris and Paul are on, for example, playing their game, I can invite them to my wing, and we'd all be in the same instance. I don't know why the clock bit in the middle is always lit up. It's really annoying and it doesn't seem to do anything. I hate that. One thing I do need to do. That's one thing I need to do. I need to join the squadron that I set up. I need to find a squadron. If you do play this game and you are on Xbox, have a look for... Oops, no, not that. Adeptus God, it takes forever to type on how to stick. Ineptum. I think it's Ineptum. Yes. It's a squadron that I set up. And you're more than welcome to join it. I think it's platform specific, so you've got to be on Xbox. How do I join? Send application. So I shall approve my application, obviously, later on. Application sent. So I shall remember to join that later, to approve that later on. So yeah, so feel free, just do a search in squadrons for Adeptus Ineptum. I think Quano Man is already in there. Let's have a look. I think Quano Man is in there and a couple of other people. I don't even remember where I last docked, says Phil Lewis, and I need to update to Horizons. Yes, Horizons came out about 2.5 years ago. It's the one with planetary landings and lots more stuff. You're on the original vanilla game, which is like pants. Following your advice to log into Elite Dangerous to get the bonus currency, there appears to be a massive update. It's been a very long time since I last played. Yeah, the game's been basically rebuilt like twice. So you need to update up to Elite Horizons if you want to be able to do A, planetary landings, and B, kind of anything else. It's kind of like logging into Windows 3.1 and expecting it to be work like Windows 10. No. Yeah, you kind of need to update. It's not free, but it is worth it. If you like the game, it is absolutely worth it. I've got hundreds of hours of this so far. In my other playthrough. This may take some time, says Phil Lewis. Yeah, I'd come back next week. You're going to be there for a while. Yes, so anyway, going back to Michael Doherty's question, yes, I do use a head test. If you want to try and play this game and you've had a bad experience with it because you've used your controller, just get the HOTAS stick. If it's Xbox, there's only one. It's the Thrustmaster T1 HOTAS 1 Xbox One. There's only one available. I don't know what stick you can use on PlayStation. I haven't got a PlayStation, so I don't know. I think there's more you can use on there. Chris or Paul, if either of you are watching, you've got the same flight stick as me. If you can put in the chat what the name of the controller is, it's the HOTAS 1, I think. Just to give you a sense of scale, I'm just under 9 kilometres away from that space station.
Delacey, Golf Uniform, Romeo. Be aware, weapon fire restrictions are in place in this sector.
I was 9 kilometres from that station. They're not small, these space stations. What I like about them though is if you go in here, you can actually see what's inside them. They actually have like the interior, an interior part of it modelled. But I'm travelling at 227 metres per second, so you can get an idea how big this thing is. But it's very difficult to do this and not actually crash into it. Yeah, it's quite a challenge. Probably having the shit scanned at me by official vehicles right now. Must suck, that shadow, if you live in this green bit, having that shadow come over every now and then. It's really sick. I'm not sure how it's actually rotating at. If I try and match it, well over 200 meters a second is its rotational speed. Wait, don't want to crash into it. Let's just get out of there. There's trees and buildings and things in there anyway. I just wanted to show you that for interest. Let's just get docked, shall we? Get docked! Watch out for Zaku's, says Paul Di Tommaso. That's true. I don't know where I'm going now. I'm not actually looking at what I'm doing, am I? There we go. Yeah, it's like a side, isn't it? Ask for landing permission. Where are we? There we are.
Landing authorized. You are clear for approach to pad 2-1.
Doodle doodle doo doo doodle doodle doo. Bit of vertical thrust. That's where all your buttons come in handy. Doing on a controller is an absolute living nightmare. Now please don't be a pad that's right at the underneath the mail slot, because I hate when that happens. Pad 2-1. 2-1. That's 2-1. There it is. Landing gear, not boost.
Landing gear deployed.
Beck Storm asks if I pushed the boost when trying to land yet. Yes, I did. Unfortunately, it was on a planetary base, not a closed space station like this, so it wasn't too embarrassing. But yes, I've already done it.
Landing complete. Deploying ground services.
Let's have a look. So, what are the next? The next systems in our little routes are core sector yada yada yada, C125, Arangori, and LTT 3572. Remember that, people. LTT 3572, Arangori. Oh god, I don't even remember that, am I? Luyton, What we got? Loiter. Is that the right one? LTT 3572, Loiten, Arangori, and 125. I won't remember any of that. There won't be anything you watch. Do. What am I doing now? Oh, Iman Kaber, now you give... Oh no, it's not one of those. It's not met. Where's it going? Internal... Well, requirements not met. You do have a reputation with various factions, and I've got some of these where it says requirements not met. It means I've not hit that certain reputational rank with that particular faction. Right. None of them are anywhere along my route. Maybe. 1349, 1442, and a Nemeki. No. None of them are on my list. Well, that's just rubbish, that is. This is rubbish, that is. HS 3167. 3167. Is that one that's coming up? I bet you're looking at this and be like, how do you even know what's what there? Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see sometimes when the stars get this dense. You do get used to it. No. I mean, later on, what we'll tend to do later on is go into a system, pick up some jobs for a system that's like within 12 light years, and then just go to that system, and then pick up jobs from there, and that'll then take me to the system after that, rather than plot an actual route. Because sometimes this doesn't get you anywhere. Because you're hoping there are jobs to places along your route, but there aren't always. Like, look at all these are all like jobs in the route place we just come from. Like, oh, really? No. 3836. Can't remember. Memory's terrible. 3836. No. LTT. Loiten. No. There. Oh well. Oh well, nothing there. Although, let's just have a look. Oh, they're all... Oh, okay. Doodle-doo, let's just do all. Requirements not met, requirements not met, requirements not met, requirements not met. I haven't got a passenger module. There is that, of course. A workers seeking transport. No, they're all locked anyway because I haven't got the relevant reputations. Ah, well. Don't think I've got anything I need to do any of the contacts. No fines, no bounties. Not done any combat. I don't think I've got anything I can cash in yet. Because I've not travelled that far. Oh, I can sell. Okay, that's alright. I can sell some of that. This is when you go into a system and you either scan it or you scan planets or you get the nav beacon, you get data, and this is what you do. You sell the data to Universal Cartographics. Now you have to be. I think the minimum is it's got to be data from a system that's at least 20 light years away from the one you're in. So you can't sell data from the neighbouring system. It's got to be at least 20 light years away. So these are from some systems that I've scanned and visited, like within 20 light years away. Something like that. So I can sell these. It's basically a quick way to make not massive amounts, but little bits. Like just normally, if you're in populated space, you're not going to make a vast amount of money. But you go into every system. The first thing you do is honk your horn. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Then, if you're exploring, of course, you can take time then to do dedicated scans and probes and stuff.
Landing complex engaged. Clear for egress.
A little bit. Oh, good God! I nearly hit him. Good job I didn't. I sort of zoomed up and didn't pay attention, and you just popped up behind me. They really don't care, the NPCs. They really don't care. They're like China. China don't care. Right, so next system is whatever, C125. Boost out of here! Get to the boost! We'll probably get to Wolf 359 before the end of tonight's show, to be honest. That'll be alright. Yellow orange star, that's fine. Doodle-doo-doo. Won't mention, let's have a look. Looks like the first bit will take 2 hours, says Phil Lewis. Yeah, it's basically a whole, it's like downloading the whole game again. Because the Horizons is where they added things like SRV vehicles, planetary landings, planetary vehicle modules, all the merchants and like engineers and stuff. Basically, what's most of the game now. Oh, flipping it! That could go wrong. Oh. There's nothing worse than jumping into a binary system like that, because it can drop you just the safe distance from one of the stars, but too close to the other star, and it can only go wrong. I'm glad it didn't. That was very lucky.
System scan complete.
I've done that before. You jump into a system and you're like, I'm nowhere near that one, but I'm right near the other one, and I'm dead. And see. And I've got to go between them now. But, oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let's just get away from them before I do my jump. I'm already at 52 degrees temperature, 52%. Let's just get some distance and then we'll go and do a super jump. Anyone check out the new Witcher series on Netflix? Asks Paul. Hi Paul. I watched the first episode and I'm hooked. Not yet, not seen it yet. Sprue Glue Addict is in. I take it you're also watching BBC, Dad. Oh, I don't know what that's about. Is that football? Evening though, Sprue Glue. Sprue Glue. I can't believe I managed to catch Fox probing live, says Sprue Glue. I know. David Butcher, the model, says, oh, Piff and Tish, I just washed my brush out in my brew. Oh, you special. If playing on PC, I recommend the Satec X52 Pro, says Stupot. That's the HOTAS setup. It is the actual joystick and throttle in the cockpit of all the ships. You also do not need to use the keyboard at all. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. I mean, with the HOTAS stick, there's still lots of controls that I can't do on a HOTAS stick. Let me explain this to you. Let me show you something. I've shown this before. Let me show you something. When I'm saying you can't really play this on a game controller like on Xbox or PlayStation, here's all the controls. Ready? I'll expand them all so you can see them all. Flight rotation. Hang on. No, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. Bollocks, I didn't want to do that. Let's cancel that. Cancel. Right, so that's your axis. We have that's all the what was this now? That's the flight rotation. We have flight thrust. There's all the controls for flight thrust. Note how even I've not got them all individually mapped. Alternate flight controls. This is where if using a controller, you have to bind secondary control setup because you can't access everything with all the buttons on the controller. You have controls for throttle, controls for landing overrides, flight miscellaneous. You've got targeting controls, you've got weapons, you've got cooling, that's your heat sinks, silent running, miscellaneous. I think you're getting the picture. You can see, and this is for flight. You've actually got a whole extra set of things for driving around in a vehicle. So you can see all these different controls. Yeah, you can see why playing this on a controller is absolute biblical ass. Now there's a lot of stuff I haven't got set because I just don't need it. And there's a lot of things where you can set driving controls can be different to the flying controls. So you can double up and have different controls on there. So that's not a problem. I'll come out of them, but yeah, you get the idea. There's a lot of controls. So yeah, I mean, the one I've got has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 buttons on my HOTAS, and that's not including the guide button on the Xbox controller. 18 buttons and the throttle paddle and the stick. So yeah, you can see why it's kind of a good thing to have HOTAS. Now there's no actual nav beacon here because it's just some stars. So we do need to refuel, but I don't want to risk going around them stars and burning my ass off. So we're just going to jump to the next system and refuel there. Hopefully, it is a G-class white yellow, so I can scoop from that. I can poop a scoop. So yeah, so we really do want a HOTAS. Zadster says binding a key for 0% throttle is handy. Yeah, I don't need that. There's one distinct difference between playing on PC and on console, and that is I didn't do anything and my ship just stopped when it came into the system. If you play on PC, you have to manually remember to, I think they may have changed it, but on PC, if you leave your throttle engaged and you don't set it to 0, when you come out of jump, you'll just fly straight into the star. Whereas on my controller here, all I do is as soon as I go into the jump, I put the throttle back to the middle to 0, and when I come out of hyper jump, I don't go anywhere. But there's lots of shortcuts, like I can set a button to set my throttle to 75% for when I'm coming into drop out of super cruise. I don't want to overshoot something, but I just have more fun manning the controls. It's much more fun to be in charge of it and be constantly, riding the throttle like a real pilot flying type person. Right, so let's have a look. Probing, says Sprudlu. Yes, you have to manually set it to kill speed on zooming in, says Zadster. Yeah, I can just you can't see it, but what I do is as soon as I go into frame shift drive and it's going into hyperdrive, I just push the throttle back to the center point where there's a dead zone, and that's zero throttle then. Butcher says, you and Fox are sitting in my car next year. Iron Maiden and Metallica are the law. I can't stand either Iron Maiden or Metallica, so that's instantly denied. I can't stand any kind of metal, heavy metal, crappy old heavy metal, old man's heavy metal. That's all nonsense. I can't stand any of that nonsense. Right, what we got? Let's have a look. Anything worth scanning? There'll be loads of things worth scanning, but there's no point doing it. We've got some systems and that. Where's our nearest base? Let's have a look. I never quite figured out the orrery view. I can't even say orrery. But it's an easier way to find out what's actually close to you, but I really can't be bothered with that. Let's have a look. Celestial Interchange Hub. What can I find at the Celestial Interchange Hub? Is this a place I want to go to, or is it a nasty, dangerous place? Where even is it? On the... I don't even... It's not even... Where is it? What? Zen Hub. It's not even marked. Oh, it's going to be one of these ground-based ones, isn't it? I don't want to do that. Let's find out how far away the Zen Hub is. Hang on. Oh, it's... I'm here. Let's find out how far away this is. 3,000 light seconds. Yeah, we can probably get that done. See if they've got anything juicy for us. Ooh. Now, I have to say, after playing in my crate for so long, and before we finish today, I'll quickly jump to my other game and show you the interior of my crate. Playing in my crate for so long, which has a beautiful cockpit, loads of detail, because this ship was like from the early days of the game, a lot of the ships that the game started with, the cockpits are really low detail. They're not very detailed at all. They're quite basic in terms of texture and stuff. So it's a shame, because like the thing from my crate is beautifully detailed. Little rivets and stickers and markings and things, and bits of tape held on with bits of wires held on with duct tape. And I mean, we've got some duct tape down there. Under where it says shipping lane, there's actually some duct tape holding wires on. But yeah, to Zen Hub anyway, see what's at Zen Hub. Might actually make this the last landing and then we'll land here and I'll show you my crate from the other game and then we'll call it quits for this week. Maybe. True, I always, when I jump, retract my throttle like everything. You do it automatically, says Stupid. Yeah, you just get into the habit of it. I've got a little flourish of my hand, like of my fingers and hand when I just flip the throttle back half to half point, 0 thrust. And it's kind of instinct now. And for me, part of the fun of playing the game is not actually playing the game, but just having a HOTAS control and being able to move the throttle stick back and forward like a proper pilot. That's half the fun. It really is half the fun. This is basically, this game is Euro Truck Simulator. It just happens to be in space. Best way to think about it. Introduce Fox to the HU. That's okay, Fox. I will introduce you to Mongolian rock music then. I don't like any kind of rock. It's all boring. Orrery, named after the Earl of Orrery, who popularised the mechanical model of the solar system. Interesting fact. Still a stupid word to say. But I don't know what the Who is. The HU. I don't know what that is. Eon's car. The Huh. What's the Huh? I don't know what the Huh is. Oh, hang on. David Butch, that model says, going back to the paint jobs earlier on, we're talking about something. He says, cool, if you get enough credits, you can buy the Ultramarine paint job, and as you're my Secret Santa, I'd love me like a brother. I have not admitted that I was your Secret Santa. And I did sit and suffer yellow in Dad's car for over an hour. Okay, that's why he's talking about making me sit and suffer nonsense rock music and heavy metal and nonsense like that. Gen Hub. Hello, Gen Hub. Crest dockings. We'll just see what jobs they've got. They might have some jobs here that I can take up for my upcoming jumps. Landing pad 2, and they're all going to be on the other side of the station, aren't they? Yes, of course they are. A sideways shimmy there just to get round the side, and you watch, they won't be, they'll be out on the other side, they'll be somewhere, whichever way I'm facing is the other way I'll need to go. Yeah, I need to go around there, don't I? God damn it. Landing pad 2. Ship just coming into landing pad 1 there. You can see a ship landing. There he goes. I like watching the other ships come in. Funny though how, because I'm still low level and I've got my little Sidewinder, I'm seeing a lot more Sidewinders than I would normally. I'm not seeing lots of other big, more powerful ships. Now I'm hoping with this series, over time, because I know you guys will probably hang out with me and watch these regularly like the other stuff anyway, I'm hoping eventually you'll all get to know the game well enough that I won't have to be explaining everything all the time. We can talk about other things. Enter the hangar. Ooh, stretch. We could see the landing if the chat was not in the way, Fox. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I keep forgetting you're on the right hand side. Swig of coffee. I wasn't sure what to do with that chat because I like having the chat there so people can see if somebody's watching it and they can't access the actual chat, at least they can see what I'm responding to. But having a clear chat is never any use because you can't read what the chat is saying, so I never quite got the height of that, and it's the only place I can put the chat where it's not covering stuff up, too much stuff up. So I could move it up to the top a bit more, I suppose. That might help, maybe a little bit. Let's have a look. Let's do a little fiddle. Hang on, what I could do is take off view account. You don't need to see that. I don't know why it's not even on there. If I get the chat box, how about if I put the chat box up here? It does cover up, it will cover up information that pops up in the info slot, but I guess you're not going to really worry about that too much. Is that better? Is that less distracting, or is that more distracting? Having it there. What's better? It's like this bit down here as well, the support the channel bit. There was nowhere for me to put that. I might move that to the left hand side a little bit maybe next time. I need the controller for the PC. I was finding it hard to control. I'll definitely have to relearn how to play, says Phil Lewis. Skullfish says, I need a controller for the PC. Yeah, you still want to get a HOTAS even for PC, because you can play it with keyboard bindings and stuff on PC, which is fine, but you've still got a billion keys to think about. If you do it on a HOTAS stick, you can forget 99% of the keys that you need to bind and just have all the important stuff on your HOTAS controller. So I do recommend it, even if you're playing on PC. Whatever you're playing on, get a HOTAS stick. Is the chat better up there in the corner? Is that a bit better? Chris at Gross Model says, hello, I have returned. I was driving home. Zazta says the chat is fine up there for him. Cool, because nothing much happens up there. At least you can see a little bit. It's going to block some of the view anyway, regardless, I think. Right. You've not missed much, Chris. We've flown around a bit. I've pressed boost instead of landing gear once. And I will... I'm stopping in a minute, but I'm just going to have a quick look here and see what we've got. We set a waypoint for Wolf 359. We had a vote. I put a vote to the community, and they said the next stop was Wolf 359, so we've gone there. So we have 3572. We have this one here, which is Luyton. We have Den, and then Wolf 359. So Wolf, Den. That's easy to remember. Wolf and Den, Luyton, and 3572. So let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find in this place. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I really want credits at the moment. Really. We want to find transportings. I never take illegal jobs because they're just not worth the hassle. We have, let's have a look. I've forgotten all the places already. Wolf, Den, Luytons, and the other one. What was the other one? 3572, there we go. They've improved it. In the old days, when you come out to the map and then come back here, you'd have to redo all your filters again. They've changed that now, it's much better. Nothing there. Can't do that one. I rang. Oh, this is. Sometimes it'll say it's where you already are. That's because you need to go and get stuff from somewhere else. Always gets me that one, but it's because they need you to come back with stuff. Beta Trianguli, Australis. Where have we got available missions? Hill Pahasi, Lopu Maris, Loit. Ooh, Luyton 205128. Is that up here? Yeah. Oh no, Luyton 14323. Oh you. Oh. Oh, the first time one has ever come up and it's not even the right place. Gosh darn it! You guys all suck. Rubbish for jobs there, I tell you. This is absolute ass. I don't know. Oh well, that's the end of that then, isn't it? Unless I can somehow grab a passenger mission, but I don't think I'll have anything available. No, I can't do passenger missions yet. It's not even anything I can begin to look at. Oh well. Oh well. Can I sell anything? Anything? Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can sell that for 10 grand. There you go, I'll do. Better than kick up the bum. There you go. Not the most exciting astronomical data, but never mind. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Well, what we'll do, tell you what, I won't leave it there. It's 6 o'clock, but let me give us 10 minutes. I'll do the last couple of... No, oh, yeah, I'll leave it there, because we'll do the last couple of jumps next time. We shall carry on our journey to Wolf 359, which has got all of 4 jumps left. Excitement! What I'll do, I'll quickly show you, if you haven't seen it. my other build, which is my Crate Mark II, just so I can show you the cockpit, the difference in the cockpit. Doodle doo doodle doo doodle doodle doo doodle 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 doo doo. Because I need to go and make my tea or get my tea. Sprooglue says, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Sprooglue. Merry Christmas. Oh, hang on, we've had a whole lot of chat pop up. I'm sure my old hotel settings will be reset, says Phil Lewis. Oh, yeah, trust me on that. When I set up the... I don't know why I was quite surprised. When I set up the Guru Fox thing for this show, I had to rebind all the keys because, of course, that was a different setting completely. So this is my Crate Mark II from my other playthrough. You can see I have 478,493,292 credits. I have 660 arcs because I got a load and I spent a load. The paint job is like a white and cream colour, but it's completely battered because I've been out in space for months and months and months. I'll show you where I am. Just very quickly before we call it quits, just so you can see my other game. Let's have a look. So Chris is actually Chris Rea. Because Sprooglue said driving home for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Where are we? I shall see if I can make it to Wolf 359 and find you next week. You won't find me next week because I think I'll have family around next week, so it's going to be the week after next when we do the next one of these. But yes, if you want to meet me there, you can do. Paul de Tomas says, ho ho ho, it's a shame you can build your own ship, Fox. I just see you in an eagle flying around. That'd be great. Eon's Carl says, Happy Christmas to all. Hope you have a lovely and exciting time. I'll see you next year. We're not going yet. I'm not going just yet. Almost, but not quite. So this is the cockpit for my Crate Mark II. You can see if I come out there. If we get some light on the cockpit. For example, you can see that there is, for example, a delightful carbon fibre pattern on the dashboard there. But there's a lot more detailing. It's a massive cockpit to start with because it's a 3-seater. So I've got much more detail. I've got piping. There's all stuff up there. All that is readable if you zoom in properly. If you take still shots and zoom in, all readable. You've got, let's have a look. If I can get the right camera angle. There's a whole cockpit there. There's 2 other seats. In the cockpit, there is in fact, if I can find it, that's my commander. There is in fact in seat number 2, if I can get the right camera angle somewhere. There is. Nope. I can't adjust the. There we go. There is down there. There's a coffee machine with 2 biscuits. There's a coffee machine with 2 cookies on it over there. So yes, that's my crate. So it's a much bigger and much more detailed cockpit on there as well. Which is a shame because the Sidewinder in the other game was an original ship from the start of the game when it was a much simpler game and they hadn't done all the extra graphics and packs and stuff. So it's a lot more basic. Anyway, I'll just switch back to the other one. That's going to do us. So what we'll do is next time, it's not going to be next Saturday because I'm going to have family around next Saturday, probably. If not, I'll do a stream and I'll pop it up for you. But if I've not got family around next Saturday, we'll do another stream as normal. I'll probably do 3 till 6 again because I kind of like that slot, 3 till 6. There are other things in the future pipeline planned for Saturdays, so I don't want to do anything after that really. So we'll see. I've now got 2,696 arcs. I don't know where that came from. I had like 500 a minute ago. Right, hang on. Right. Let's see what we can buy with 2,596 arcs, shall we? Do 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 do. Now I do want a ship kit eventually. Hang on, it's got my arcs there, 660. That's not. I don't understand. Why is it saying I've got now 660 arcs? Oh, ignore me. It was a glitch from the. Never mind. Moving on. Got excited then. Yes. So anyway, forget that. So yes, I will. If I can do one next Saturday, I will do. If not, it'll be the Saturday after. Don't forget, of course, tomorrow is Warhammer Sunday, so I'll be back tomorrow for Warhammer Sunday. Anyway, as always, continuing with my Warhammer Conquest goodness. Yeah, we'll do another one of these. If you are playing this, like I say, if you want to join our squadron, you're more than welcome. You can send us an invite. I'll start that again. The squadron is Adeptus. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you. I'll show you. Oh, I forgot to join my own squadron. Oh well, never mind. It's Adeptus Ineptum. Just look up Adeptus Ineptum. Adeptus Ineptum. Adeptus Ineptum. If you're on Xbox, you can join our squadron. Feel free. And going forward, I'll probably end up. Chris and maybe Paul might even come into my game at some point, at one point or another. Why not? All the fun. And you never know, eventually we might have like a big group of us. If you do play on Xbox, let us know. I might end up having some of others of you in the game as well. That'd be kind of fun. A group of us hanging around and doing exploring would be kind of interesting. Anyway, that's going to do it. So thank you very much for watching. Let's have a look. Anything else? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for Warhammer Sunday, 3 PM, so keep an eye open for that. Chris will be obviously here tomorrow at 8 PM tomorrow night with his Warhamster, his 8 PM Sunday one. I assume, Chris, you're doing a show tomorrow. I don't know. And we'll all be back on the Sunday after that, Sunday the 29th, for the E-Models live show. So keep an eye open for that as well. But until next time, I shall say, take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. I've got to coordinate 15 different buttons now. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. And until next time, I shall say, adios amoeba. Right, I need to find a... Where's me? Hang on. End titles.